Hello, and welcome back to ThreadTalk Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm your host, Teresa.
And I'm Denver.
And today we are talking about breakups.
Divorces.
And divorces.
Breakup / divorce worthy Reddit stories coming at you.
Yes. Some of these stories, they've already done the breakup, they've already done the divorce, or they're worthy enough where we think they should.
Maybe that's just our opinion.
Everything's our opinion in this
whole
podcast.
thing is our opinion. We love to know your opinions too, though. And we just found out that you can drop comments on Spotify.
I had no idea.
I had no idea. I just read a bunch of comments on our Spotify episodes.
Yeah.
We have noticed a huge spike in Spotify downloads lately. So we just want to say thank you guys so much. If any of you guys are new, I'm Denver. This is Teresa. We are engaged. We are from Toronto, Canada. We do this little podcast out of our little den studio that we've created here
In our condo.
with our two cats. We have Luna and Jax. Sometimes they clock in for work. Luna's here for a second and then she disappeared.
Now we're catless.
We are catless right now for this episode. If you guys are new on Spotify, if you guys want to check out what our studio looks like, just hit us up on YouTube and you can see a full video version. If you want to see what Jack and Luna look like, just hit us up on YouTube. But anyway, thanks for joining us along this journey.
Thank you for joining the family.
Episode 21. It's been 21 episodes. That's absolutely wild.
I know. And I actually just saw a comment today that said, like, I love this podcast so much and I can't help but feel like we're best friends. And
we are.
I feel like you guys know us so well. And even like through your comments and stuff on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all that, I feel like we are friends. We're like besties and we're just like here gossiping all together. And I hope you guys are having as much fun as we are because this has been such a great journey so far. And yeah, I don't know if Luna's in the frame. But
no, she's not in the frame, but she just sat right by my feet and she literally was like looking backwards, like her head was like upside down for a second. It was so funny.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be on the perch today.
Yeah, in the studio, we used to film this in the living room on the couch, and in the studio we put a cat shelf in below our logo here. That is brought to you by Arturno.ca. So if you guys are looking for any custom signage like this, or if you know anybody that wants acrylic silhouettes, check out their website. I'll leave a link down in the description. But thank you for Arturno.ca for providing us with this amazing sign that goes along with the nice little setup we have here in the den.
Yeah. Are we ready to get into this week's episodes?
Let's get into a story. Let's just get right into it.
All right.
Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about ourselves throughout the episode and near the end. We like to do a little bit of life updates with us at the end of our episodes. So if you guys want to get to know us a little bit better, you can. But I don't even think we have anything new this week. I can't think of anything.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, so it might not be too much updates. So much more juicy stories for you guys.
Yeah. Sounds good.
No. All right.
Jack. The cats, the thing about the cats, they just want to be around us.
They want to be around us. So we tried to create spots for them to sit while they're on camera because they're the most precious kitties and everybody loves looking at them. And whenever I'm editing a TikTok version and posting it and like Luna's in her spot, just nonstop Luna comments.
Yeah. Love it.
But if they're not in camera, then they're just by her feet. Like Luna's like passed out
I'm
sleeping
pretty sure
by
she's
my
going to
feet
be
now.
in camera.
I don't think
she's
so.
Upside down.
And now Jack is like the director. He's just like staring at us behind the camera.
Behind the camera.
The little cat director over there.
Okay.
Just wants to be part of the family.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Let's go in. Who's starting? Should I start?
I think you have more stories than me.
Okay. Yeah, I think I have 8. So let's get into it.
Okay.
I'm wasting money and engaging in an affair, and I don't regret it one bit.
Interesting.
This one's coming from True Off My Chest. It was posted 19 days ago. It's a provocative title, I know. So I'll cut to the chase. He is wasting my money and has had several sugar baby relationships. My husband and I are in our mid-50s, and we have been married for 30 years. I've worked very hard, working and raising our children. My husband, by far, had the lighter workload, but I don't begrudge him because I love him. I spent my wages to help him through medical school. It came out of my pocket. He is doing well because I took on so many burdens. I've made so many sacrifices. I'm downright frugal. I haven't bought a new item of clothing in 4 years. I made do because my husband wanted to retire early. I've had to balance being frugal and appealing to him my entire marriage. I could never weigh more or less than 125 pounds my entire marriage. When I gave birth, I had to bounce back. Drugstore makeup and drugstore skincare, mending my clothes so I didn't look shabby, all of this. I found out my husband is cheating on me. He is spending and has spent thousands of dollars on sugar babies. He has a monogamous relationship with one right now, and he's paying her rent, vacations, her nails, clothing, everything. To make it worse, he admitted he loves me like a mother, not as his wife, but as what I could do for him. He saw me as a burden. He wasn't attracted to me as I've aged. My knee-jerk reaction was to file for divorce. But I found out through lawyers that because it was joint money, I couldn't recuperate what he had spent. So I decided to do the same. I spent thousands of dollars on looking and feeling beautiful. When he's out with his sugar baby, I'm at the same restaurant he would never take me to. I spent money on friends and experiences. I've also engaged in affairs of my own. I've made it clear that my husband is cheating on me, and I've offered proof. I'm not trying to lie to anyone. I've been able to explore my sexuality and have new experiences. My partner right now is an absolute sweetheart and very adventurous in a lot of ways. I won't be broke and homeless. I've made sure of that. I'm just taking care of me until I've spent an equal amount he has. If we divorce before then, so be it. If not, I'm fine with that. I've lost all romantic love for him, but still care for him like an unwanted family member. And that's
funny.
it.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I'm so confused what benefit she has of staying in this relationship. Because
I don't know.
Like lawyer fees, like what is it? What's keeping you there?
I think she's trying to balance the checkbook, because if they divorce, then they split everything out of the joint account, and
But
he's
it
already
didn't
spent
seem
he's already spent thousands. So she's like trying to like balance that out. Like, hey, fuck you, I'm going to spend our money too.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like she reaped the benefits of that before. Anyways.
What do you mean?
She said she was very frugal. She hadn't bought a piece of clothing in 4 years.
Yeah, because he wanted to retire early.
Yeah, so it's not like,
So now
so
she's
they're retired.
I think maybe, or they're almost retired. I don't know, but now she's spending money. She's like, hey, fuck you. You're going to spend money? I'm going to spend money on myself too. I'm going to have my own affairs. Fuck you, buddy.
But wouldn't that be the case if they divorce? Wouldn't she get half?
She would get half. But she's trying to bring the half down because he's already spent some of their joint money. So she'll get half of the remaining, or she can just start spending his money now, their money. You know what I mean? I don't think you're getting it.
No, I don't
I'm
think
looking at you. And I go,
it's not processing.
It's not computing. Okay. We have a joint account.
Yes.
Okay. It has $100 in it. Has $100,000 in it. Our joint account doesn't have $100. I'm just saying a number, an easy number. $100,000. We have $100,000. He spent $15,000 on sugar, whatever.
Yes.
There's $85K.
Yes.
This is a bad number. There's $80K left. He spent $20,000. There's $80K left. The divorce, they each get $40. She get $40.
Yes.
Or she goes and spends $20 more K for herself.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have $60 left. Now she walks away with 30 instead of 40, and she spent 20.
I got it.
Right?
Okay.
She's kind of like balancing the scale before it gets half. Because basically she divorces, she gets half, she kind of get fucked because he already spent the money.
I guess.
Versus she's just like, you know what? No, fuck you. I'm just start spending money. I'm going to have affairs of my own.
Yeah, but
whatever. We're roommates.
For it to work, she needs to be spending more money than him.
Maybe that's her goal.
Okay, I hope it is, girl. I don't know.
Hope it is a girl?
I hope it is, girl.
Oh, okay.
I hope it is, girl.
Okay. I thought you said it. I hope it is a girl. A girl. It's like, what?
I hope it's your plan, girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. That one is certainly divorce worthy.
100%.
But the divorce isn't happening.
That's really
she's
odd.
Like, fuck you.
I don't see how it's a fuck you, though.
I'm going to spend the money too. Like, I don't know. I still love him, care for him like an unwanted family member.
That's fucking weird.
Like 30 years is a long time. So maybe they're just like so set in their ways. They're 50. It's just
I don't think that's the case. I don't think she said she doesn't even.
Well, she said she was thinking about leaving him, and she just found out that it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
It's hilarious.
It's weird.
It's kind of funny.
Weird. It is kind of funny, yeah. Very unconventional.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
Let's move along. But before we get to your story, I just want to give a shout out to another sponsor of this episode, which is Cottage Springs Beverages. They were nice enough to send us a bunch of different drinks that they have. The last episode, I was trying out the vodka lemonades. Absolutely delicious. This week, we are trying the punched up vodka sodas. All right. This one is blackberry lemon vodka soda. That is delicious. Just like the other ones. They are all delicious.
Very yummy.
It is very yummy. So thank you to Cottage Springs for sending us some beverages. And I'm going to enjoy this throughout the rest of the episode.
Enjoy.
All right, well, let's move on to your story.
All right. This one comes from r/relationship advice posted 1 month ago. My 31 female husband, 32 male, has been killing my houseplants with bleach.
What?
I have many houseplants and even some that were quite expensive and were gifts for my sister. Within the last 6 months, at least a third of my plants have died. I have had houseplants my whole life due to my late mother's own love of houseplants, and I know a lot about plants. The death of the plants didn't seem related to lack of light or inconsistent watering or lack of nutrients or even root rot. They just died very suddenly. I tried to not let it upset me too much because plants die, and it was not any of the expensive ones until now. My sister gave me a 5-leaf Monstera albo rooted plant for my birthday 2 months ago. It was beautiful. This morning I was crying pretty hard about it as I unpotted it and took a look at the roots, and I was looking hard at this plant and roots to see if its death was pest related, and that's when I noticed a smell. I sniffed my potting mix and I smelled bleach. The only other adult in my home with unlimited and unobserved access to my plants is my husband. I wasn't able to talk to him for several hours, but when I could speak to him, I very calmly but very directly asked if he had something to do with my plants. He denied at first. I said that I smelled bleach in the potting mix of my albo my sister had gotten me, and that the only person that could have put it in there was him, and he caved. He said he was putting small amounts of bleach into the fertilizer water jugs I prepare. I started crying. I asked him why. Why would you do this? You know I love these plants. Why would you destroy them? He didn't really answer, nor did he really apologize. The trust I had in him is absolutely gone. I think maybe counseling can help us, but he is the one that did this, but I'm the one that would have to set up the counseling. The angry part of me just wants to be done with this relationship. I know that might seem overboard as we are married and share a child, but I feel now that I'm not safe around my husband.
Yeah, I don't think that's overboard. Like, I understand that it's a plant, but it's like the principle. Like, you are actively destroying something that your wife is working very hard for. You know she loves it. You have no reasoning for why you're doing it. You can't even tell her what your plan was. So, like, that's messed up and absolutely divorce worthy, because how long is it going to take until he's putting antifreeze in your fucking lunch bottle or your drink or something like that? Like, until he's going into your body. Like, if he thinks he can just do that, like, with no explanation, like, that's messed up. I would not be able to trust you after that either. It's like, you know that I love this. I work so hard for it, and you're literally actively, secretly destroying it. Like, also, like, buddy, what do you think's going to happen? You think she's just going to let the plants die and not replace them? Plants die. People that love plants, they're going to replace the plants.
Exactly.
Like, if you don't like the plants, have a conversation with your wife about how you don't like plants.
Yeah.
And how maybe, like, can she keep it down like one or two?
Person.
And, like, maybe the house is getting too many of them or something like that. Like, communication. Have a conversation. You just go and destroy stuff like that. Messed up. You can't do that.
Yep. No, I totally agree. It's something that's so, like, not really like a huge deal, but it is. At the same time it is, because it's like, why are you doing that? Like,
Yeah.
it's so sinister in a way. Like,
malicious.
It's very malicious. Yeah.
And like, you don't even have a reasoning. You can't even explain why you're doing it.
Or apologize. She was crying.
Yeah, that means a lot to her. Like, what the heck?
So we looked it up, and this plant can be worth up to $5,000. It's a very rare plant, like the specific one that her sister got her.
One with giant leaves. We'll put a picture up on here for all the YouTube listeners and viewers.
It's insane. I didn't know plants were worth this much ever, but it doesn't matter. Even if it wasn't an expensive plant, even if it was like a
dollar store, what doesn't matter? You are actively destroying something that your significant other loves. What is wrong with you?
Yeah. So there's an edit. I thank everyone for giving me advice. The townhome we live in is mine and my sister's, our inheritance from my mother. My husband has an office/den/gaming room that is his personal space, and there are no plants there. There are also no plants in the kitchen. I'm not a plant hoarder. Like he has a room for himself, I also have a sunroom, and that is where the concentration of plants live. He has no reason to go in there. It's no access to our backyard or anything. I saw some people saying maybe he's sick of bugs, but I do not have fungus gnat problems. I did see one person ask why I did not smell the bleach when I was watering, and I can only say my nose wasn't all up in there maybe. I also usually use a natural systemic in my fertilizer water called SNS-209 that smells heavily of rosemary, but I ran out last month and haven't replaced yet. After our convo yesterday, I needed space. I spent the night in my daughter's room on a tundral bed. I'm going to text my husband today. He usually communicates easier and opens up more via text rather than face-to-face. I'm going to ask for a reason, and I'll see what he says.
Husband sounds like a bitch. First off, your house, he moved in with you. He didn't help you purchase the house. Buddy, get the fuck out. You have your own fucking room. The plants are literally in their own plant room. So it's not even like the plants are fucking everywhere. They're in the living room and the kitchen. I can't stand it. I'm going to do this. Like, you would never have to look at them unless you go into that room. So like, you are maliciously doing this. For some reason, you're a piece of shit who's doing this. Why? Why would you be doing that at all?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think it's very weird that he opens up more via text rather than face to face.
Red flag.
That's a huge red flag. Like, that's fucking weird. You can't talk to your husband face to face. You would rather text him.
I'll be kicking my significant other out of the house, especially if it's my house and you moved in with me.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like there's vibes that like you moved in with me and like we didn't do this together and everything. Man, my mom was a huge plant person. We would always go down to the States and we would be in like Arizona and she would go and like dig up a cactus, plot it, bring it back. So we had cactuses all over the house. We had ferns all over the house. There was plants in like her bedroom had 2 plants. I didn't want plants, so there's no plants in my bedroom. Like, our bedrooms are up to us. She didn't put plants into our bedrooms, but she had them everywhere. Like, we had a lot of places in our house. We had like double ceilings in our house. It was like really high ceilings. So there was like lots of shelves kind of like above the closets. Then there was like a shelf space for there's plants everywhere.
Yeah.
They're high up on near the ceilings. There's plant ledges that were like built in when the people were like constructing them. And during my childhood, it was always my job to water the plants. Watering the plants was just one of my jobs. It was one of my chores that I had to do. And some of these plants, like I had to like climb up with this water thing.
Yeah.
Like literally climbing up. Like the ceilings were twice as high. I had to like climb up like 10 feet high up to these ceilings. I remember these big 3 fern plants. And every time I was up there, the leaves would start shaking off of them. So I'd have to like water the plant and then I had to vacuum up everything. Cause like whenever, there was always drying leaves off them. And it was always my job. Above the kitchen, there was a shelf above the kitchen where all the trophies were. There's plants up there, plants above the fridge, plants on those shelves, plants over here, like 10 plus shelves, and I used to always have to water the plants. Always was watering the plants.
That's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
That's why we have fake plants.
We do have fake plants. Yeah, the tree behind Teresa.
Fake. Couldn't tell.
Yeah, it's too much to keep watering. Teresa's always wants flowers, and we have had plants. We used to have plants on our shelf in the living room. I think like back in the first episodes, like episode 1 or 2, I think we hadn't done that changed yet. So I think there was kind of plants there still. They might have been fake at that time, but
No.
Teresa would never water them.
No, we had the plant. We had the pictures.
No. Because I remember in like episode 2 or 3 or 4, we were like, look at the change we did. We did those pictures after. Pictures.
We had the Christmas pictures.
Maybe you're right.
Yes,
but whatever. More of the story is that we had real plants and Teresa just wouldn't water them. And then they would die.
I was neglectful.
She's like, I want these plants. These plants are so cute. And go through all this effort to do this plants and all these holders and stuff. And then like, I'm like, hey, babe, your plant looks dead. She's like, oh yeah, I haven't watered it in 2 months. I'm like, oh, no wonder. Why don't you just buy some fake plants if you want green, but you can't water your plants? So she bought fake plants.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another edit.
Another edit.
Yep.
Hope she kicked him out.
My husband won't be welcome in my home anymore.
Fuck yeah.
And I need to find a lawyer ASAP on Monday. I did text him and he admitted again to putting bleach in my fertilizer water. He says it wasn't every jug I ever made, so that explains why it wasn't all my plants dying, but randomly over the past 6 months. His exact words were that I deserve to be knocked down a peg.
What the fuck?
After the text communication, I went home from work early and I entered his office. I usually respect his space absolutely. I don't even go in there to grab dirty dishes. I don't know what I was looking for, but the hundreds of comments saying he was working up to something worse or already was doing something else really worried me. I went in there and found a drawer full of my daughter's dolls and dollhouse furniture and little toys. I bought her that dollhouse for her 4th birthday last year and she has loved it. She takes such good care of her toys, but something always ends up missing, and it's always my husband who notices. He lectures her about keeping track of her things and how he won't let her play with her dollhouse if she keeps losing her things. He keeps going till she starts to sob. When I hear this going on, I always step in and ask him to go take a break. I assumed he was losing his cool. I've told him this is not how to deal with a kid, and he says he just wants her to grow up and be responsible. I now see it was some kind of weird scheme or some setup or something. He would steal the stuff and stash it away and point out it was gone to berate our daughter till she cried. My sister and her husband's dad came over this afternoon and they've changed the locks. I've texted him to tell him he isn't coming back and that he can come on Saturday morning to grab his essential things, but that my brother-in-law and another man would be there to watch.
This is wild. What? This dude's sadistic.
Yep.
This dude's twisted. I'm going to take my kid's toys away from her and then yell at her that she lost the toys. This dude is messed up in the head. I would never have anything to do with him again. I was saying when she was going into his office, I was going to say something else, but what else is he planning? Like if you're, like I said, like who knows until it ends up in your food? Like I needed to knock you down a peg. Like what? How can you marry someone and then have that like lack of respect for them where like, I need to knock you down a peg. Like you hate them or something. And then like, what else are you going to do? The plants weren't enough. I need to knock her down more. That reminds me of that story that we listened to like a long time ago of like manipulation and making somebody rely on you and stuff. I forget what it was called, but like that is so messed up. I was going to say like I would go into his office and I would go in. He says he's a gamer. Mm-hmm. Save files, deleted, delete all the save files and stuff like that.
I wouldn't.
Knock you down a peg.
I'm scared of him. He's terrifying.
He kind of is terrifying.
I would never
I would change the locks and I would lock him out. I would sell the house. I'd move.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you would be on edge all the time.
You never know.
He is actually crazy. Like, she is so lucky she found out this early on, like now, because it was going to get worse.
100%. For sure.
Like, what else did he have planned?
Yeah.
There's no way, like, someone with that mindset, like, just stops it there. You know, like, he definitely had bigger plans, and that is so scary to think about. Like, I'm so glad that she found out and it was just something like minor, like plants dying, and it didn't escalate.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
So much worse. Like, yeah, that's changed the locks, and that's almost like, depending on how his interactions were in the future, like maybe even a move and no longer give him your address. How would that work with like custody? Like if
I think in court you could probably prove that he was a freaking psychopath.
But what if the court still says that he gets custody on the weekends? Does him having custody on the weekends mean that he has to know where you live and where his daughter lives?
Probably. I don't know.
Right? Because if it's like, I'll bring my daughter to this location on the weekends, but you don't get to know where we live.
I'm not sure.
I feel like when you have a legal right to your child, you have a legal right to know where they are living.
I think so.
So I feel like that's like hard to get away from.
But I don't know if like the courts would grant him access.
Yeah, well,
like,
you have to have enough proof. Like he's only put bleach in plants. So as far as the court goes, possibly could escalate, but like what has actually happened
also,
is just
I don't know, the stealing the daughter's toys.
But still, those are like signs of it. But like as far as the courts goes, like you haven't really done anything. You're a shit parent and you've been killing plants.
Yeah.
But that's not like,
I don't know. It's subjective to the judge, I guess.
Yeah, subjective to the judge. But I just don't think it's that to warrant the full custody. You're not losing. You're still getting part-time custody. That's so messed up, though.
Yeah, this one was scary. There's absolutely no comments or updates from OP. This was posted a month ago. So.
Hope she's okay.
Yeah, I hope she's okay. I'm going to turn my alerts on for this one.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Wow. That was not where I expected that to go. That was like an all-timer. I don't know. That was like one of the best stories that we've ever read. There was a good twist at the end. Daughter's toys stuck in there. But yeah, I'd be going into his office and like either deleting the save files or literally lighting his gaming and computer on fire and smashing it.
I wouldn't do anything to piss him off because I don't know what he's capable of.
You already pissed him off by kicking him out of the house.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. Top comment. I don't know your partner. Hopefully you do, but proceed with great caution. You might want to give this a read. And it's a link to the I found my partner has been putting slugs in my food. I don't know how to forgive him.
What?
That's the one that I thought about.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing that story.
Yeah. That one, like, I literally thought of that.
I just need to take you down a peg.
Yeah. Crazy. There's freaking
crazy people out there. There's crazy people.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, divorce.
Yeah, divorce. Divorce and ghosted.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, I'm blocking you off of everything. I'm ghosting you.
Yeah. So scary.
Oh
Heebie-jeebies.
my gosh. Yeah. That's like, I'm going to put a secret tracker on your car just so I know that you're not around me. That's like, I'm going to install a tracker on you so that I can guarantee that you are not near me.
Yeah, that's smart. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, let's move along.
Let's move along. Hey, did you have an update for one of the stories that we read a couple weeks ago or a couple episodes ago?
Which one?
There was an update that happened that you found out about for one of the ones that we read. Was it Cat and Megan's episode? I think.
Yes.
For the teeth one.
Oh.
For the guy.
Yes. Okay.
This guy, 18-year-old, had buck teeth. He didn't like his two front teeth being too long. Grabbed a metal nail filer and filed down his two front teeth until he hit the nerve. And when we did that episode, if you guys are new from Spotify, you may not listen to that one, go back to episode 18 with Kat and Megan. Wait, what? Meg is a dental hygienist, so she like kind of like knew, and she was cringing so hard.
So were you.
I was.
You were
I just kept thinking about like, he's like, every time you can't even brush your teeth, you're just like getting this shock in your mouth. Tooth pain is one of the worst pain that I can think of. I will break both my legs 4 times over before I'd ever want to have to go through like. That's like a torture technique.
Yeah.
Like, listen, you don't give us the information. We're going to file down your teeth until we hit a nerve.
Come on. Don't give people any ideas.
Do it to one tooth. You still don't get the information out of them. We're going to do the next tooth.
Okay.
That's worse than pulling the teeth.
Yeah, I think so.
Or pulling the fingernails.
I think so.
Because that's going to take so long to heal. Ooh. Oh, my God.
Why'd you say that?
I don't know. Got an update for us?
Yes. Final update. It's Thursday now. Had my dentist appointment on Monday. For the people that were concerned / curious, I got my shit fixed. Everything is all right-ish now. He initially recommended crowns, but I can't afford those, plus the multiple appointments those require, so he just filled my teeth back up. Had to scrape off a bunch of gunk first, which felt like a medieval torture method. But after that, he rebuilt them, and the breathing was no longer excruciating. W. Except they're now literally the same length I started off with again.
this.
Plus, a high risk of straight up breaking off the filings has something to do with the way my teeth were shaped when I came in. And they're still kind of sensitive, which my dentist warned me about when I chose filling instead of crowning. And I'm down close to $1,000, which might become more in a few years. Who knows? But yeah, this was by far the dumbest decision of my life. Seemed like a good plan after a few sleepless nights. Oh well, that's it for the anticlimactic update, I suppose.
Oh my God, that's wild.
Guy.
The poor guy. They had they just filled in the tips and then it's back to its regular length. And yeah, not to do the crown. But wait, you know what I just thought of? Like, what about those videos of the people before they get veneers that like shave down their teeth? Are they not hitting nerves and stuff?
Well, they're professionals that do it. I don't know. I don't think they do.
Interesting. Because they do look like little points.
They do, but I think they shave them from the sides. And that's why, like...
Yeah. And the center still has
the center still has it.
And that's probably where the nerve is and stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. God damn. All right. Let's move along. That was a nice little update.
Yeah.
Let's move along. This one is coming from Am I the Asshole? It was posted 6 days ago. I like this one. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my girlfriend's plane ticket after she decided to stay longer on her trip without me?
Mm.
So here's the deal. My 28 male girlfriend, 27 female of 2 years, and I planned a 2-week vacation in Italy.
Oh.
She's Italian. She loves Italy.
Side note, in Italy.
We are. Coming up. I paid for the flights, the hotels, and everything because I make more than she does and I wanted it to be a stress-free trip for both of us. Everything was great until the last day when she tells me she wants to stay longer to find herself and think about our relationship without me. She didn't discuss this with me beforehand and it completely blindsided me. I was hurt, and I told her that if she feels she needs time alone, then she should also be independent financially during this extension of her trip.
Yep.
I said I wouldn't be paying for her new return ticket whenever she decides to come back. Now, she's upset, calling me unsupportive and selfish, and some of our friends are saying I'm being an a-hole because I left her stranded in a foreign country without financial help. So Reddit, am I the asshole refusing to pay for her new plane ticket home after she chose to extend her trip without any heads up?
No, and you didn't leave her stranded.
No, she still has a plane ticket. She still has a flight home. So she's choosing to leave herself stranded when she's financially not able to do it. So
yeah, literally, that's your choice, girl. The entitlement.
Listen, you do what you want to do, but you got to pay for it.
100%. That's reasonable. And honestly, I would have even been pissed off even if she didn't ask me to pay for it. I'd be like, why do you want to stay in Italy without me?
To think about our relationship without me. So like you want to break up? Is that what you're telling me? Like, what
that's freaking weird.
What is happening?
Like you went there together. You had a couple's trip together and then you want to stay behind without your partner?
Yeah.
I can understand going to Italy by yourself, maybe if you want to do a solo trip or a girls trip or whatever.
Yep.
But you went with your partner and then you're like, oh, actually, can you head back and while I stay here and
can you pay for my flight so I can come home in 2 more weeks or 1 week later?
That's wild.
Because I have no money. But like, buddy, he paid for the whole trip, so you don't have any money at all. Are you saying that he says he makes more than her, but are you saying she doesn't make anything?
Yeah, literally.
You make nothing?
Yeah. And if you don't make anything, don't stay in Italy.
Yeah. He's not blocking you from doing anything.
Yeah.
He's already paid for your flight home. You want to do a different flight home? That's on you.
That's crazy. And her friends who are like enabling this, supporting this.
Yeah. You're an asshole. You're not financially supporting your girlfriend. But she's not even your wife. Girlfriend.
Yeah.
There's an update.
Oh, tell us.
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Thank you all for the people who responded, especially the early ones who gave some outside verification of me probably not being an asshole. I don't feel comfortable saying I'm completely blameless here because you're only getting one side of the story and I need to take responsibility for my part in this whole thing, such as it is. But I guess I never realized how good my girlfriend was at making me feel like unreasonable shit was normal and rational and that I was the crazy one. So here's the update. We're both back in America now and she's packing her shit to go stay with her family for a bit until she can find a new place. Soon after I posted, it was time to go to the airport. So I did. Without her. I'm one of those people who arrives really early because I never think I'm going to get to the gate in time because everything that could go wrong probably will go wrong, even though it never does. Especially with how I was feeling with my luck going, I didn't want to push it. That's Teresa.
That's me.
That's Teresa. And I'm always like, I don't need to go 3 hours early. We're always waiting for an hour and a half. And I'm on my computer doing computer work. But you know what? If it makes you feel fine, I'll edit some videos while I'm waiting. So that's fine with me. I don't like it, but whatever.
It's anxiety.
Yeah, that's okay. No problem. I'll support you in that. Let's get there early. All right. I was there for about an hour by myself, mulling things over and talking to my mom. I looked at a couple responses to this post, but I didn't trust that I wouldn't lose it if I started responding, and I definitely didn't want to burst into tears while I was in the airport. As I was talking to my mom, guess who shows up? My girlfriend. I guess she thought I was bluffing, but had a very rude awakening when the hotel staff kicked her out of the room because I only paid through that day. I took no small amount of satisfaction in this, not gonna lie. She'd been so concerned about the plane ticket that she didn't even stop to think about where she was going to stay. As many of you guessed, she met someone while we were in Italy. She was quick to tell me that it was just a physical attraction and that they hadn't done anything. But she has his social media handles and was wanting to see if it would go anywhere. I guess that's what I get for not feeling well and wanting to stay in one night while she went out to explore. Obviously, I told her things were over between us. Even though she tried to make it sound like nothing had happened, the fact was, A, I couldn't feel like I could trust her when she said that, and B, I don't really want to be with someone who feels like it's okay to keep her options open when she's in a monogamous relationship for the past 2 years. The flight home was very awkward as fuck, and she tried really hard to give another pitch on why we should stay together on the drive home from the airport. I think as we got closer to home, reality started to set in, and she realized she'd just thrown away a lot. So yeah, I'm jet lagged and physically and emotionally exhausted and just kind of numb at this point. Finally, I didn't see all the comments as there are about 2,500 of them at this time, but to the few that were downvoted into oblivion who said this was fake because I haven't updated in several hours, fuck you. I was looking for reasonable, dissenting opinions that might have helped me make sense of this situation, and you accused me of making this up for random internet points? Believe it or not, my priority was not to tell a bunch of strangers on the internet how my world was falling apart around me. I know it's easy to think that these people aren't real and their struggles are meaningless because screens divide us, but ironically, you're the assholes.
No, that's so true. And I just want to say, a lot of people like comment on our stuff saying this is fake, it's a fake story. But there are some crazy fucking people in the world.
Yeah.
Like the shit happens. Like I believe most of these stories.
I do too. And I'll be first to admit, like, okay, sometimes some of them are fake and whatever. It's still a good story, good read. But majority of these stories are real. Like these are people's real stories that are coming in. This isn't like a blog account where we're going to continue to give you stories so you come back and read. Like not a lot of people are going to go through the effort to log in, create an account, create all of that stuff just to make something up and have a one-off account. Like I can understand if you have like an account dedicated to like fiction stories and like that's your niche and you're trying to build that following. But like, why would you waste your time to come on and just tell one story for clout and then have a different account? Like that makes no sense. So
yeah, exactly.
I like to believe that most of these stories are going to be legit.
Yeah. But back to the story. That's insane. I didn't even think about her meeting someone there. That's smart that people thought that.
Yeah, that's a big twist.
That is a huge twist.
Poor buddy got food sick or something one night and just decided to go out. And she's like, peace out. I'm going to go explore. And met some dude at a club and got his Instagram and stuff. It's like, no. You didn't want to stay behind and think about us. You wanted to stay behind and see if it would go anywhere with this other person.
On your boyfriend's account. Like, that's insane.
On his dime.
On his dime.
Yeah.
Bro.
That's wild.
She's crazy.
That's certainly breakup worthy.
She's a gold digger.
Yeah,
it seems.
well, it seems like it, or worse. Just
Okay. Also, the point where she says she didn't even think about her stay. Like, it seems like she's always had stuff done for her,
given to
stuff
her,
paid for her, stuff given to her. Like,
for
she's never had
sure.
to be an adult for herself.
No, like she had that whole trip.
Yeah.
He paid for it.
And that alone should be a good enough reason to break up with someone.
Yeah.
Nip it in the butt. Done. Like,
This dude saved himself.
yeah.
2 years, that's it. That's a small price to pay.
Wow, 2 years.
Lesson learned.
I was gonna ask how long.
Yeah, so
2
2
years.
years.
That's kind of a long time for that.
Top comment, not the asshole. She can find herself on her own dime. That's reasonable and fair.
Yeah.
Quoting, now she's upset, calling me unsupportive and selfish. And some of her friends are saying I'm being an asshole because I left her stranded in a foreign country without financial help. You have been supported and unselfish. You didn't complain or become difficult. You respected her decision to stay and to find herself. Supportive does not necessarily mean you have to pay for her choices. And no, you didn't strand her in a foreign country without financial help. It was her decision to stay behind. All you did was respect her decision. However, it is not your obligation to fund her decision.
Yep.
She's a grown woman, which means she's responsible for her choices and her financial independence. You invited her on a couples trip. Well, the couples trip is over. She decided to stay on her own. That's no longer part of the deal. She has every right to stay behind, but she also has the right to pay for that out of her own pocket. Has she been this manipulated before? Question mark. That's a red flag.
100%.
Yeah.
Does it say their age?
Yeah, he's 28, she's 27.
That's old.
27's old to
enough.
not have your financial independence.
Yeah. That's embarrassing for her.
A little bit.
Wow. Great update.
That was a good update.
He dodged a bullet.
Yeah. Whew. Man, wild one. Italy. I wonder where in Italy they were. I'm not going to say this again because, like I said, we've seen some huge, like tripling Spotify downloads in the last couple of days.
So we have new.
I know we have some new listeners because our episodes were doing about 1,300 downloads in the first week, and one of them went to like 6,000, and the next one went to like 5,000. So I know we have a lot of new listeners. So thank you guys so much. But Teresa and I are engaged, and she's Italian, so we are planning an Italian villa getaway wedding for May 2025. So anytime when we're going to Italy in July,
We are.
but anytime we hear Italy, we're like, Italy. We're going to see Taylor Swift in Italy in July.
Yep.
Because Teresa got those Eras tourist tickets before Taylor announced that she was actually coming to Canada. Teresa thought she wasn't going to come to Canada, and I was like, well, why don't you go to where she's going, where she has.
And that's what I did.
Yeah, tried to get tickets to a couple other places. I think
Yeah.
Italy was like the third try or something.
Italy was the fourth. I didn't even
yeah.
get a code for Italy.
Yeah.
I got a code for Spain, Paris, and one of the Nordic ones.
I don't know. It'll more of the story. Teresa tried hard.
Yeah, I tried
And
really
she
hard.
got the tickets.
And then eventually,
And then like a month or two after she bought the tickets, Taylor's like, we're coming to Toronto.
and I got tickets for that too.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky. I'm so thankful because like so many people didn't get tickets for Toronto, but I couldn't not try. And I'm obviously going to go. Like I would love to see her twice, obviously. So I'm sorry to those who didn't get tickets, but.
And luckily enough, Teresa's mom and sister volunteered to go for the Toronto show, so I don't have to go twice.
I wish I had Swiftie friends.
The Tortured Poets Department came out a couple days ago.
Yes.
And Teresa has been listening to it non-stop.
We don't have to bore people with it, but
if you guys are Swifties,
let me know in the comments.
Send us a DM. Let us know in the comments.
We could chat.
Teresa wants to chat. She'll connect with you guys. She'll chat.
Yes, I can talk about Taylor Swift all day, all night.
She listens to Taylor Swift all day, all night. Teresa's favorite thing to do in the afternoon, like if I go play like Call of Duty, like at the end of the night, I'll usually play like an hour or something like that, a little bit of COD, play some Warzone. Teresa will sit on the couch. She'll have Taylor Swift playing on the TV, and then she'll be going through like the Instagram and the TikTok comments, or she'll be like watching TikToks about Taylor Swift on her phone. That's like not watching a show or anything. No, Taylor Swift playing, and she's on her phone going through like our analytics or comments or just Taylor Swift videos.
Yeah, Eras Tour. To be specific,
To be
on the TV.
Specific. Well, inside joke for me. If you know, you know. If you don't, maybe go back and watch some old episodes. All right, Teresa, let's get into the next story.
Okay. I'm going to take a sip of water.
I'm going to take a sip of this Cottage Springs punched up. This punched up one, if you like it to taste a little bit more like vodka, this one hits a little bit harder. The lemonades one, where I think a little bit more sweet, a little sugary. This one's 0 sugar. So this one definitely tastes a little bit more like vodka. I still like it though. It's really good.
All right.
Let's go.
So it also comes from r/relationship advice. My 28 female, boyfriend 31 male, threw coffee at me in anger. We're buying a house together. Help?
Not anymore.
We have been together for just over 1 year. Early on in the relationship, I noticed that he has some issues controlling his anger, but I thought, nobody's perfect, and maybe as he gets more comfortable with me, he'll stop getting triggered by small things. Over the last year, he did such things as saying fuck off to me in anger probably 3 times, throwing his sunglasses on the ground in anger and breaking them, kicking a suitcase in anger, kinda in my direction. And now it seems that this reached another level. He deliberately spilled a warm coffee cup on me in anger in public as I was trying to calm him down. Just a bit more color on the coffee situation. So first, he accidentally spilled a little bit of coffee on my new trousers, which he kept in a bag. I wasn't particularly happy, but I also wasn't particularly upset. I didn't say a word, maybe sighed. I was tired and hungry, probably in a slightly grumpy mood. Sure, in an ideal scenario, I would have said, don't worry, honey, it's just trousers, but I didn't have the energy in me. Anyway, the fact that I wasn't ultra happy upset him a lot. He went on an anger spiral. So I eventually started apologizing to him and tried to calm him down. However, as I was apologizing, I kind of realized the grotesqueness of the situation. He spilled coffee on my new trousers, yet I'm apologizing to him. So even though I was saying plenty of kind things, don't worry, it's just trousers, I'm just a little grumpy today, I'm sorry, I did say something rather unhelpful. So I'm sorry that I'm grumpy, but it's my trousers that got coffee spilled on them. I wanted to emphasize that I am apologizing, but maybe he should apologize to me too. That triggered him to the point that he threw the coffee cup at me, spilling it all over my jumper and the trousers that I was wearing. I was shocked. Later on, when he tried apologizing for this whole thing, he said he realized that was not nice and not kind. Brackets, what the fuck? And also he claimed that he wasn't targeting me, but the new trousers in the bag that he was holding. I told him, well, next time you want to punch a wall and you accidentally kick my teeth out, that's going to be okay too? He was trying to laugh it off. He also said, look, but my anger is not getting worse over time. And I was slightly confused because clearly a new line had been crossed with the coffee thing. Overall, felt like a rather poor apology, but I accepted it. I just warned him that he can't do something like this again, and that aggression scares me. Okay, now, we're in the process of buying a house together. He is able to afford getting us a house in a really nice area. My contribution to the house is frankly going to be very small. So yesterday, he said that he expects me to cook more in the house because he is giving more from himself. He often orders us takeaway and pays for them. I cook probably 2 to 3 times a week. We both have full-time jobs. While I genuinely don't mind cooking for him, and in the new house maybe I would indeed feel like I owe him, so out of my own will, I would indeed cook more. The phrasing that he used sounded extremely transactional. I even told him that, and he said, yes, it is transactional, and he basically felt unhappy with my contribution to the relationship. I like the guy. We have many interests in common. He's responsible, generally a good person. Of course, it is also very attractive that he is ready and willing to commit, and that he is thinking about a house and a family. But many things just feel like red flags. I don't want to owe somebody a dinner, or I don't want to owe somebody a blowjob because he is paying off a bigger portion of the mortgage. I want to do these things out of love, not out of obligation. I don't think he's on the same page with me here.
Girl, run. Run as fast and far as you can.
Run for the hills.
That just sounds like domestic violence waiting to happen. This brings me back to something I've said before. I always believe You can tell the size of the person by the things that make them angry, how quick they are to angry and get mad. The fact that he just threw coffee at you is messed up in so many levels. I would never in 1,000 years ever think of that. Like, I don't get mad very often. And when I do, like, I just want to be by myself. Like, if I'm that mad, like, I don't want to be around you. I kind of just want like space and stuff like that. But I'm very rare do I get that mad because, like, I understand, like, you getting mad doesn't solve anything. Like, what are you getting angry over? Like, why are you so mad? And like the fact that he threw coffee at you, the fact that there were several other warnings of how angry, an angry person leads to domestic violence because they're going to keep going along and they're going to be like, well, last time I threw coffee at you and you didn't learn your lesson. So what do I need to do this time in order you to learn your lesson? Well, what are you going to do until you listen to me? And like you said, you are going to be obligated to cook more, the blowjobs, sex, all of that stuff. You're going to be put in like, well, I pay the mortgage, so you got to do this. I do this, so you got to do this. You got to clean, you got to cook, you got to whatever. You got to get on your knees. Like, that, it's never going to stop. You need to run and get as far away as you can from this person. This person is toxic.
Yeah, he's scary. And
very scary.
Yeah, two different things. And on their own, like him having these expectations for them like living together is a whole red flag by itself.
Yeah.
Even without the whole coffee thing, even without like the violent thing, that alone is enough to run for the hills.
Exactly.
And then him getting so quick to anger and throwing coffee at you, like it doesn't matter if it was warm or cold or whatever. It doesn't matter
throwing anything.
It's really messed up in public too.
Even if it public or not, like public makes it worse.
100%.
But
regardless,
yeah, and just being so quick to anger is like literally the biggest red flag
that
I can think of. That's so scary because who's to know like if he's already angry and then you just you didn't like make him up, you didn't make him a coffee. You didn't bring the coffee to his bed in the morning. Like it's so scary.
Yeah, exactly what she said. Like, oh, if you punch a wall and you accidentally hit me, that's okay too.
Yeah, exactly.
He laughed it off. I don't like that at all.
I think she knows she needs to run.
Yeah, she definitely
does. She's looking for validation.
Yeah. So there's an update. Thank you all for your responses. They're very helpful. I just talked with my boyfriend and I told him my concerns. He was a bit defensive about the coffee incident. By the way, it was 2 weeks ago. He apologized for it again, but he was insisting that he was just pouring the coffee over the newly bought trousers that he held in the bag. He said he didn't throw it at me. He doesn't agree with my statement. He says that this would be violence. I'm honestly slightly confused. Maybe he indeed was just targeting the bag with the trousers, but does it make it that much better? He agreed to go to a few therapy sessions, even though he said he doesn't think he's got anger issues.
Girl, run. Like, what is the difference whether he spilled it on you? Like,
exactly.
It's still a red flag if he's spilling it on something that's yours.
Yeah.
Maliciously, purposely putting the coffee on it to ruin them. Like, run. Like, get out of that situation.
Yep. Top comment. Don't buy a house together. If this is how he is, he hasn't directly put his hands on you, but who knows? When he is too angry, and he will do that too, just break up with this guy. He will turn abusive when he is angry.
Yeah, this is abuse waiting to happen. Absolutely.
Yeah. Someone replied, he already is abusive.
Yeah.
And I would agree with that.
This will turn to physical abuse.
Yeah.
Eventually. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. Ugh. 1 year. You have so much time. Just
You've only been dating him for 1 year?
Yeah.
Lesson learned. 1 year, take this life experience in every relationship in the future.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, as soon as anything like that happens to you in the future, like run away from it. Use that as an experience to learn from in the future and stay away from that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It was posted 10 hours ago. No other update.
You should drop a comment on there.
Okay.
Run. Moving along?
Yeah.
All right. This one's coming from relationship advice as well. Fiancée wants to call off wedding because I would save my 3-year-old niece before her dogs in a hypothetical fire. How can I explain to her my reasoning? I, 26 male, recently got engaged to my fiancée, 23 female, about 2 months ago. Everything was fine until 2 days ago. She has 2 dogs and a cat. She loves them and essentially sees them as her fur babies. I like them too. I like pets in general, but not to the extent of calling them my kids or anything like that. I personally find it ridiculous, but it's harmless, so whatever. Well, my sister has a 3-year-old daughter who literally adores me. She's always so excited to see me, and I get her gifts from time to time. My sister and her husband were going to an event, and they left her with me and my fiancé for a few hours. I, and my fiancé were watching a movie, and the subject of fire rescue came up. For some awkward reason, she asked me, if there was a fire, who would I save first, her, my niece, or her dogs? I told her that I'd do my best to save the 2 of them, her and my niece. I would put my own life at risk to save them. She said, what about my dogs? I told her that I would try to save them as well, but her and my niece come first, and then it's not even close. She got mad and started saying I'm putting my niece above my own family. I told her I don't know what her logic is, but there is no way I would put the dogs, as much as I like them, above my niece, a little human being of whom I share 25% of my DNA with. She then started saying that I know how much she loves her dogs, and if I loved her, I would value them as much as I value her. I told her I value her a lot more than she can imagine, but when it comes to saving my niece or the dogs, there is no ambiguity. It's always going to be my niece. She's even mentioned how I should even save the dogs before her. I told her the only other being I would put before her is our child if we have one. Otherwise, I'm always going to save her before her pets. Since then, she's been giving me a hard time and a cold shoulder. She has also been acting different with the dogs. I used to feed the dogs every morning, but now she rushes in to do it so that I can't. She takes them on walks by herself without telling me and is essentially trying to take me out of the equation when it comes to the dogs. I talked to her about it yesterday, and she said that she is not sure she wants to marry me anymore because I don't value her fur babies.
Oh, okay. I hope I don't get hate. I love my cats.
I love my cats too. I love my cats too. Little fur babies.
Yes. I think I would. I don't. Okay. Actually, can you cut that out?
No, you're getting on blast. Keep going.
I'm gonna take another. Okay. For him, they're not his dogs. For him, the person or thing that matters more is his niece, and that is 100% that is the way it should be. They're not his dogs; they are her dogs. She just wants him to see the dogs the same way she does. Now, if they were his dogs, I don't know. I can already hear the hate comments. This one's making me nervous. I can't lie.
No, be honest.
I wouldn't say I would choose my dogs. I'm not gonna give my opinion, actually.
Sounds like your opinion is you're going to save the fur babies before the human child who's 3 years old.
No. I can see why she would be upset, though. I know it's a hypothetical, but I can see why she would be upset. Like,
no.
Okay. I definitely wouldn't break up with you over it.
I'd break up with you. I have a question for you, Teresa.
What? No, I'm nervous now.
I'm unconscious. The house is on fire.
Yes, I'm choosing
you. The cats are also unconscious.
Yes,
Who are you choosing?
You. Obviously you.
I'm worried.
That's not a question. That is not a question.
Listen, humans come first. Overall pets. I don't give a single fuck how much you think your pets are your children. A human being's life comes first, no matter what the situation is. I would save some fucking random person that I've never met in my life.
Over Luna and Jack?
Over Luna and Jack if there's a house fire in my house. I would get the person to safety, then I would go back in and I'd save my cats. I'd leave the door open because they're fucking animals. They're going to run away from danger and run to safety. You leave the door.
What if they're trapped?
Open the door.
What if they're trapped in literally a room that is like, the doors are, you can't escape because it's fired?
I will still save a random human being that I've never met before my cats. I absolutely love my cats and I would put my life on the line for the cats and I would go back in for the cats. No problem. But a human life comes first. If we have our soon to be nephew and we're babysitting them and you ask me this hypothetical question,
okay, that's
I
fair.
would tell you the exact same thing, that I'm going to save Madison and Chris's kid. Madison is probably not ever going to let us babysit her child now because she's not going to be worried about whether you're going to save her child or the fucking cats.
Okay, no, I just think like I don't really have anyone like a niece or nephew like in this hypothetical situation where I would like put my cats below them.
Okay, I got a question for you.
What?
And this other podcast that I listen to, shout out to Pulp MX for motocross. He always asks his guests this question, and it's always, if there is a house fire and you had to go in and save one person first, who are you saving first?
Okay, you.
Ariana.
Ariana Grande?
No.
Ariana who?
Your nephew, niece. Did I say the name wrong?
That's not my niece. That's my cousin.
Yeah, cousin. Second cousin.
Yes.
Your cousin's kid.
Yes.
Or our cats first.
Okay, don't do that.
Who are you saving first?
Don't do that.
Who are you gonna save?
I plead the fifth.
You're gonna save the human being. I'd fucking hope. You can talk as much as you want about how much you love your fur babies. When it comes down to the real life situation, you're gonna save the human.
Okay, yes. In a real situation, I probably would too.
Yeah.
But in the hypothetical,
stop fucking around with the hypotheticals. Okay. The humans come first. And if you're going to get mad at me for saying the human comes first,
I'm not getting mad at you.
Human being in this story, she's getting mad at him.
Oh.
You're going to get mad at me. We're done. I love you more than anything. But if we were in this situation and you could not apologize and you kept pushing that issue, I would be questioning things.
Yeah, I can see why he would be questioning things. I don't see why she would be questioning things. Like, she should not be the one calling off the relationship. Like, he should be.
But she should be checking herself. Fucking weird.
I don't like the story.
You don't like this story?
No.
I got another question for you.
No, let's move on from the hypothetical.
This is a burning building. Inside is me, your mom, your sister, and your dad.
No, fuck off.
Who are you saving first?
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Who are you saving first?
Fuck off.
Who are you saving first?
Who are you saving first?
I'm in the fire.
Okay, it's me, Kat, Madison, and your dad.
I'm saving you first. Easy. No question.
Yes.
Then I go back in.
Yes. I'm saving you first.
You couldn't say that.
I'm 100% saving
I'm questioning our relationship now. I don't think you love me as much as I love you.
Stop.
This is wild.
Now my mom's listening. Now I'm like self-conscious because my mom thinks
your mom watches listens to every episode.
Why would you ask dumb questions? Let's move on,
tough
please.
One puts you on the spot. No, before we move on, there's top comment here.
Okay.
She's not mature enough to be getting married. Second top comment. The top comment on that top comment. She's not mature enough for a houseplant. Yeah.
Are there any people agreeing with her?
She's doing you a massive favor. Let her. You know what her dogs mean to her. What about your human niece? OP, it's over. Even if for no other reason, then now you know she would save her dogs over any other person, not just your family or beloved niece, and her proposed life or death situation. Listen, there's nothing wrong with loving your pets and calling them a fur babies and whatever. But don't get mad at your significant other when you come up with this ridiculous
100%.
hypothetical question of who they're going to save in a house fire. I don't care what you say. When a house fire happens, your instincts are going to be
You're going to go to the
save
human,
the
100%.
humans.
Yes.
Leave the door open, call for the dogs, whatever. But, you're getting the human out of there is priority. That's always priority number one.
Yes, I agree.
Freaking crazy.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on before Teresa digs a deeper hole.
Ooh, please don't hate me too much in the comments. I promise I would save the human first. Okay. This one comes from r/ThreadTalk podcast.
Woo!
Our very own subreddit.
Yes, we do. I create a subreddit for us. So if you guys have any stories that you would like us to read and give our 2 cents on that conversation or topic, feel free to go to the ThreadTalk podcast subreddit and check it out.
Yep. That's r/ThreadTalk podcast.
Yes. And if you see a username reply to you or anything or comment, that is not
ThreadTalk?
ThreadTalk.
That's us.
That's us. That's my account that I created. And I forgot the H and I created it. It was the second Reddit account that I already created. And did you know that Reddit doesn't ever let you change your username? The only platform that I've ever been on where you can never change your username. It is locked in concrete when you create it. So if you're going to Reddit and you're new, keep that in mind. The username that you create will never be able to be changed. So we are known as ThreadTalk when we actually want to reply to something.
I'm just on our subreddit.
Yeah.
It says moderators are us.
Yep.
And far recommendation 395.
That was my first account.
Oh.
And when I went to go try to change my name, I couldn't. So then I had to create a new one. And then I created the new one. Okay. And like a month after creating it, Teresa's like, why is this ThreadTalk? I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? And then I realized I missed the H. I'm like, fuck my life.
Okay. How I found out my fiance was cheating on me via Craigslist. Hello, ThreadTalk crew. This story is just for you. I've enjoyed your podcast thus far and have had many laughs. So I figured y'all deserve some tea at my expense that may not be fresh, but still excellent nonetheless. Feel free to read this on the pod. We are.
Love it.
10 years ago, I, 30 female, was engaged to a decorated military veteran, 36 male, which I had dated for 5 years. He was well known and liked in our community, had a great job, and even spoke several languages. He was a very macho guy, a man's man kind of guy. With all the boxes checked, I thought I had quite a catch. He was in the reserves and would have to go to drills regularly. There were even times I was able to go with him and treat it like a mini vacation. There were no red flags or secrets between us. One night we were home about a week after he had come back from the drills, just on the couch watching TV. He was getting mad at his phone because it was running out of storage. This isn't the first time this has happened, but I was able to fix it for him a few months prior. He asked if I would fix it again until he can get another phone. He handed it to me and went into the other room to play his video games. As I was clearing the cache, an email popped up from Craigslist. The subject was a reply to an MFM personal ads. What I read next, I was not expecting. It was someone in the city that my fiancé was just doing his military drills in. They were responding to my fiancé's personal ad for men seeking men for encounters. And not of the third kind, if you get my drift. Then the ad showed a picture of my fiance's penis. This person replying was saying they had a great time and hoped to see my fiance again. There was more, but my heart fell into my butt, I swear. All air left my lungs. I think I was more in shock than anything. I forwarded the emails to myself, fixed his phone, and gave it back to him. I waited till he left for work next day and then went back to the emails. Lots of tears later, I was in denial. I don't know why, but I needed/wanted more proof. I found the person's phone number in the email and called him. When he answered, I admit I was a bit frantic. I explained the emails and how we were engaged. I began word vomiting all my questions at once. The man on the line finally said, "Hey, let me explain." He explained he was also married to a woman and had been hooking up with random men from Craigslist with his wife's permission. When he saw my fiance's ad, they met first for coffee, including his wife. But they were under the impression he was single and that he told them this wasn't his first time he had met with men from the site. The man explained he would have never gotten involved had he known he was engaged. He admitted they had sex multiple times over the week he was in town. He apologized profusely and said he would block him. I felt gutted, but I got my proof. When I confronted my fiancé, he denied everything, even with undeniable proof in hand. It was wild in the moment, but looking back, I'm glad it happened. As far as I know, he is still dating only women, and I've met the actual love of my life. Hope you enjoyed the story. Love the podcast, and I wish y'all all the success in the world.
That's insane. Oh my gosh. Did you guys know that before like Tinder and Bumble, there's Craigslist. There's Craigslist seeking sections on like for relationships. Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine?
And I think this is common though.
I guess
people in the military or people like who are away from their spouses a lot for work.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's like super common, and that's so sad.
It is sad.
That's so sad. It's like not to like make anyone I don't know, question their relationship who like maybe doing like a long distance relationship, but like I feel like it is more common in these types of relationships because you get lonely. And I'm not saying it's okay to do it. Definitely not. It's not okay to do it, but
that's why it's known that long distance relationships are hard because you get lonely.
Yeah. What a way to find out though.
It's fucking wild.
Oh my God.
Not just cheating, but like he's secretly gay and like he had no idea. It's like
or maybe she did.
Shock.
Maybe she knew he was bisexual, but that wasn't
doesn't seem like it.
But yeah, shock. That's insane. That's wild. Definitely breakup worthy. Glad you didn't get married. Just fiancés.
Yes. Glad you found the love of your life after.
Yes, congratulations.
Yes. Thank you for the post on our subreddit. We appreciate it. We love having just our own original stories. So if anybody else has some, let us know.
Yes. Thank you so much for writing in.
All right. That was a good one. Okay. Moving along. This one is actually an email write-in. We do encourage that you guys put them on ThreadTalk. But if you send us an email, we'll also read them too. So here we go.
We will, but they're harder to track. They're
harder for us to track.
It's like I've read a couple of them and I'm like, oh, this would be so good to put in the podcast, but then I like forget about them. So if you like want to ensure or like there are higher chances that we will put them on the podcast if you put them in our subreddit.
Correct. All right. Am I the asshole? Me and my husband have been together 25 years and married for 20. Background: we are best friends and get along well majority of the time. My husband is a great provider and he is honest and faithful. Zero doubts there. The issue is that he controls everything. We both work and we have a joint account and he pays all the bills from our checks. I just feel like a little kid always having to ask to buy anything. Oh. He always gets mad that I don't want to keep my hair and nails done, but he's always complaining about money, so I don't feel like I can spend money. When I talk to him about it, he says he's not controlling the money. He just wants me to tell him when I'm spending money. But he doesn't feel he has to tell me when he's spending money. That's a major issue with him. He does things, but it's an issue when I do the same things. Like my husband loves to go down on me. He has been doing it for years, and one day he decided to eat the back as well, and I was uncomfortable with it and said that it didn't do anything for me. He got super upset and was like, well, I like doing that, so if I can't do it from the back, then I'm not going to do it from the front either.
Oh.
I felt that was very selfish to stop doing something that I enjoy just because I was uncomfortable with him doing the back. So I gave in and allowed him to eat both no matter how uncomfortable I was. Oh. Well, I made a statement about how would you like it if I was one of those girls that like to go down on the backside too, and you didn't like it. And I was like, well, I'm never giving head again since I can't do the backside. Mm-hmm. And he said that's different because men's butts shouldn't be touched and are off limits.
And women's butts should?
Another thing, we went to an event in our hometown and we paid for parking and we were a little early. So we were sitting in the car waiting for time to pass before we go into the event. He was touching me, saying how beautiful I was and going up my skirt and saying he wanted to eat me right there. I was thinking we were doing some harmless flirting and a little touching. I said, well, do it then. And he proceeded to try and eat me right there in the parking lot. I was a little nervous since there were people out and it was daylight out. People were walking back and forward, so I pushed him off and was saying no. He continued to try to reach under my skirt, and I really thought he was joking. I even said, let's go home and forget the event. And he was like, no, I want you right here. I continued to say no. He even tried to get me to give him head right in the front seat of the car. I said no because we were going to get caught. Well, he went off and said I was boring and I better not ever think about him being spontaneous again because he will not, and he will never try to flirt and touch me in public again. And it really hurt my feelings and it ruined the event for me. I fought to hold back tears the whole event. When we got back in the car, I didn't say anything, and he said to me, "What are you mad for? I'm the one that should be mad. You used to be fun. Now you're just boring." I said I just didn't want anyone seeing us, and he said we sneak all the time. What about when we sneak off into the garage when the kids are home? I said that's different. We are locked in our garage versus sitting on a very busy public parking lot. He said that it's the same thing. I said as adults, we should be able to flirt with each other in the car and understand that this will not go that far. It's just some harmless touching and flirting. He said no, he's never touching me again like that. There are more situations like these, but this is already long, so I will stop here. I asked for a separation and he is saying I'm wrong, and I always read too deep into stuff and overthink everything. My question is, am I overthinking this, or am I validated and walking away?
You are 100% valid, and you need to get away from this man. Why are there so many scary stories that we have today? Like,
well, those are the scary stories.
I know.
They're gonna be coming across as
but like,
the breakup and divorce worthy
yes,
type.
I know, but it's like, you're scaring me. Like, I don't know what you're capable of now.
Really
like,
pushy.
Yeah, I don't like that at all, and I think you should 100% leave him. He's very controlling of you financially, emotionally, physically. He's controlling in all the aspects.
It's wild though. They've been together for 25 years.
I forgot about that.
25 years they've been together, married for 20.
Oh my God, is this something new? I feel like no. I feel like it had to be this way forever. I mean, people do change, so like...
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like recently this dude probably got on some different type of porn that he's not usually used to watching, and it's new, and he's like, oh, I want that in my life.
Yeah.
Like, when your partner's not comfortable with that. And then, yeah, I feel like that's why it's important from the beginning to set, like, financial independence. But I think
100%.
It's a lot bigger with our generation than it was the generation before.
Yeah.
Like, we do all of our money together. Like, there's nothing to hide. There's like, we don't have a joint account. We're thinking that we might set one up.
We have a joint account.
Well, no, yeah, we have a joint account. We pay all of our bills through a joint account, but we only put enough money in it to pay our bills. And the rest of our finances go into our own savings and separate. And we're thinking once we get married, we might join them and have both of our paychecks go into the joint account and kind of do things together. We each have our own Excel spreadsheets. Like, we sit down once a month. We sit down at least once a month and we record everything that we spend, goes in different categories. We can check it. We can go through all of that. We have all of that set up. So like,
yes, very transparent.
Yeah, very transparent.
And I don't know if it said, but does she work? He just... Oh,
they both work and they have the joint bank account, but he pays all the bills.
They both work, but she needs his permission
to spend money. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Buy what you want.
I hope this is the sign that you need. And I'm sure everybody's going to agree in the comments 100%. Like, this is a no-brainer.
Yep.
That you need to put yourself first and you need to get out of that relationship.
Yeah, this reminds me of just talking about like the finances and stuff, reminds me of that story from 18 with Kat about the emergency rainy day fund.
Yeah.
And it's like, that one was different because it was like, you didn't work. And you were literally stealing from your husband. Like, he didn't know that this money was going into a rainy day account.
Yes. I do think it's smart.
I do think it's smart because you never know what anybody is capable of, especially with that like angry situation with the ones, stuff like that. But like, you have to make sure that your partner is okay with some of his money going into an account that's just for you.
Yeah.
If you do it without his knowledge, that is stealing.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And especially with that story, it was more like he was struggling to make ends meet. And
he wanted to downsize. She wasn't letting him. He was struggling.
He was struggling to keep them afloat.
Yeah.
And she had the means to do so because of the secret fund, and she didn't want to.
Exactly.
That was totally different. Yeah.
Yeah. This one is appreciate the write-in. We thank you very much for letting us read your story on the show. You asked for a separation. I hope everything is going well with you.
Yes.
And you
don't let him talk you out of it.
Yeah.
Because she said he doesn't agree with the separation. Don't.
You're not overthinking it, and you are valid.
100%.
Something's going on with him, and he's being pushy. 25 years is a lot of years, so I don't have that experience, and I don't just want to say cut and walk away.
No, but she's at a point where she feels like she wants a separation, so she can get past that. But
I just want to say that if the separation is what you want, I think you are valid.
Yes.
But if you reconsider, I don't think, maybe you can work things out, like, figure the financial. It's been 25 years. Okay. I'm just saying that you are valid in walking away, but if you decide that you don't want to walk away and you do want to fix things, I don't think it's too far gone for anything to be fixed, fixed.
Well, I think the only reason she would change her mind is if he convinces her not to.
Yeah.
Because she already made that decision by herself.
If he's going to try and convince her and she is thinking of accepting, it needs to be, I can spend my money on what I want. Set boundaries. This is as it is. Fix your fucking sexual shit, because other than these couple issues, these are fixable issues. It's been 25 years. It's a lot to throw away. This is your partner. I feel like these are fixable issues. Definitely justified for walking away, but I feel like they're on more of the fixable. He's not like an angry person. He's not raging or anything like that. He's being being a little, not raging. He's being a little pushy. He's being very pushy, and he's being a
She
dick.
said no.
Yeah.
A bunch of times, and he still proceeded to do so.
Yes. That's pushy.
That's borderline rape.
Yeah, pushy, but I just mean from the last story, I just mean it's not like anger issues. He's not throwing coffee on her. He's not angry.
But I still don't.
I'm just saying it's justified to walk away. But if you feel like this is something that you want to work on, that's 25 years is a long time. That's also that's your choice. Don't feel like you can't.
Doesn't sound like she has that concern though.
Okay, then if you don't, you don't. That's all I'm trying to say. It's I'm not going to say cut, walk away.
I am.
I'm saying you can feel justified. I'm not saying that you absolutely have to.
No.
I'm just saying I feel like this is a situation that can go both ways. It depends on what you want out of the situation, what she wants out of the situation.
And she wants a separation. She said that.
I know. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
All right. Moving along. I need a new drink. I am now having the blueberry acai. Acai.
Acai.
Acai. ACAI. I'm not good with words.
He's trying to come down.
I kidnapped Jack in between a little break I took there. He was napping and I stole him, and now he's leaving us. He doesn't like that spot. Don't leave, buddy. Stay. Just perch right there. Just perch right there. Can I make him perch right there?
He's trying to get down.
He doesn't know where to go. Yeah, so we're on to my second Cottage Springs beverage. I'm going to haven't tried this one yet. Delicious once again. Very blueberry on that one.
Ooh, that's yummy.
These ones are good.
They are stronger.
Yeah, these ones are stronger. These are vodka sodas. The last one I was having in the last episode were the vodka lemonades. I think the lemonades had more sugar in them. These ones are a bit more vodka-y. So if you like to taste the vodka, maybe this one would be better for you.
So good.
0 carbs, 0 sugar.
Whoa.
That's good for you.
For me?
Well, you love those kinds of drinks. Whenever you see something that's 0 sugar, 0 carb, you're like, oh, that's my kind of drink.
All right.
Let's get into the next story.
Am I the asshole for suggesting to my fiance that my family gets their own room at our wedding? I, 25 male, am recently engaged to my lovely fiance, 25 female. We have been together for 4 years. We have started general wedding planning. Her family is much bigger than mine, and she wants more of a party type of wedding with lots of music and dancing. My family is all a bit older than hers. She is the oldest sibling while I am the youngest, and they aren't into big, loud weddings. They would prefer something quiet and more focused on socializing, and I would too. My fiance said we could do an extended cocktail hour and or start the reception later so there would be more time for quiet socializing, or even start the whole wedding earlier in the day so it wouldn't go as late. She also suggested that we could take our wedding photos before the ceremony so that we wouldn't have to miss cocktail hour to do them. I suggested that instead we find a venue with 2 separate rooms. That way her family could have a louder party in one and mine could have a quiet reception in the other. It would be in the same venue, so each side could still go over to the other to socialize. My fiance says she, quote, actually really hates that idea. She says she feels like that defeats the purpose of a wedding, which is supposed to symbolize the union of 2 people and their families. She also says she doesn't want to do that because she worries I'll spend the entire reception with my family and she'll have to choose between spending the night with me but ignoring her family, or being with her family but us basically being separated at our wedding. She also says she feels like the wedding we're planning is becoming less and less ours and more mine. She said this because she originally wanted a child-free, non-religious wedding, but compromised on a church ceremony with children allowed because that is what I want. Am I the asshole?
Yeah, buddy, you're a fucking dick. What's wrong with you, man? That's not a wedding. You're gonna have 2 parties in 2 separate rooms?
I also love the compromise at the end. I wanted a religious wedding and kids.
That's not a compromise. You won on both of them.
Yeah.
What the heck? Yeah, buddy, your fiance was making compromises of like, we can start the wedding earlier. We could take the photos before the ceremony so that we can be part of the cocktail hour and everything like that. She's the one who's coming up with compromises. You're making a dictatorship of just deciding everything that's going to be. Whose creative idea is it to come up with 2 different parties? I bet you that's all in his own head too. And he never even like ran that past his family. Because I feel like majority of people would be like, that's a little weird. Yeah, like she said, a wedding is supposed to be the symbol of unionization between two families.
Yep.
So I bet you if he asked all of his family, his family was like, what? No, we don't want that. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
I feel like majority of people would think that's weird.
Yeah.
So I feel like even some people on his side would be like, that's a little weird.
Yeah. I just noticed a couple red flags in this. Like,
oh yeah, definitely she should be breaking up with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Like,
yeah,
he's trying to control a lot of things.
He's controlling everything.
He's choosing his family over her. They're not on the same religious terms. Their compromises seem to be his. Like,
what compromise has he made? I'm not willing to have one party room. I need to have 2 party rooms. Am I the asshole? I've already got everything else for this wedding.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I would say that this is breakup before.
Does it have a vote on it already?
Yes.
Yeah. Is he the asshole?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. What's the top comment?
Top comment. You're the asshole. She's right. Your family is going to have to mingle with hers. That's what a wedding is. Quoting OP. They would prefer. Great. And when they get married, they can have a wedding according to their preferences. It's not their wedding. It's yours and your fiance's. Quoting OP again. My fiance said we could do an extended cocktail hour and or start the reception later so there would be more time for quiet socializing, or even start the whole wedding earlier in the day so it wouldn't go as late. She also suggested that we could take our wedding photos before the ceremony so that we wouldn't have to miss cocktail hour to do them. Those are all reasonable compromises from her. You should pick one of those. Quoting OP again. She said this because she originally wanted a child-free, non-religious wedding, but compromised on a church ceremony with children allowed because that's what I want. And here's where you are the asshole. This isn't a compromise. This is her deferring to you and your wishes. A compromise would be to have either a religious service without kids or a secular service with kids. You're not looking to compromise though. You're looking to dictate conditions. Weddings and marriages are about compromise and communication. Your future wife has already made a lot of concessions to you. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, this dude's a dick.
Yeah.
That's not a compromise. You got both things, buddy. A compromise is meeting somewhere in the middle. You got both things. Yeah. You're dictating.
Yep. Someone replies, looking forward to the wife's post in relationship advice in 2 years. Someone else replies, cute, you think it'll last that long.
Bro, how do you type all of that up and be like, here's my wife's compromises.
I know.
And then still think that you're not the asshole.
I know. There are very like on Reddit, there are more not the assholes than there are assholes because I think people are self-aware that they're not going to write on Reddit. Write on Reddit that a story that where they are the asshole. Because people are usually self-aware. But when there are asshole stories and asshole outcomes, it's like, I cannot believe you literally sat there, typed this out, and thought people were going to have your back, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane to me.
My wife is willing to do these 2 compromises, but I don't want either one of them. Yeah. And I've also convinced her to do a church wedding with children. You're done, bud. You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay, it was posted 11 days ago. Let's see.
Would love, absolutely love to get his wife's side of the story.
I know, right?
Or fiance.
He does reply to 2 comments. He says, I feel it is necessary to have 2 separate rooms because my family is not impressed by the big party weddings. I don't want them to judge me or my fiance or spend the evening not enjoying themselves. The original compromise was to do a religious ceremony with children allowed, followed by a child-free reception, but she agreed to change it to children being allowed at the reception after some of my family said they wouldn't want to deal with setting up childcare in the middle of a wedding. So you are choosing your your family, bro. Like,
yeah,
you can't stick up to your family.
You don't think your family's gonna think it's weird that there's 2 ballrooms going on, like 2 different parties going on, and you're like going in between both of them?
Yeah.
Like, your wife is 100% right. You're a dick.
Yeah, this relationship is doomed.
Doomed.
So
done.
I hope she breaks up.
I hope she does. Like, oh, so many red flags here. Yeah. If she doesn't, it's gonna be rough for her.
Yeah. All right.
I wish that like Reddit had like when the wife creates an account, it automatically like links them so we can like click on her profile and see her side of things.
That would be awesome.
That'd be great. Moving along, this one's coming from relationship advice.
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend tried to make my mom's funeral all about her. My 27 male mom passed away a few weeks ago, and it's been hard for everyone in the family. I've already lost my dad and a couple of siblings, and I'm only 26, so it's been a rough time. I've been with my girlfriend for 2 years, so she knew my mom and they got on well. It was the funeral earlier in the week, and my girlfriend, 24 female, was with me. She couldn't sit next to me as the front row was for just close family, so it was me, my brother, my sister, and my mom's siblings. Everyone's partner was in the row behind. When my girlfriend realized this, she looked annoyed and said she didn't want to sit with people she didn't know. I told her there was nothing that could be done and that she doesn't exactly have to talk to them. During the wake, she kept complaining that she didn't know many people and that people kept starting conversations with her that she didn't know, so she didn't know what to say. She kept asking when we were leaving and how long I was going to be staying.
What?
I told her if she wanted to leave, she could, but I'll be staying until the end of the wake, by which she was annoyed by. Later in the night, she kept saying she didn't really want to be there, so I reminded her once again that she could leave whatever she wanted, but that I'm staying with the rest of my family for now. She got annoyed again and just spent the rest of the time sitting in silence, clearly annoyed. When we left and got home, she kept going on about how awkward she felt, and I just got annoyed with her and I raised my voice. I told her that all she's done all day is sit and complain and try to make it about her. I said she hasn't given a second thought of how I'm feeling and that she only cared about the fact that people dared to try to talk to her. I said that it was my mother's funeral and she didn't once seem like she was actually there to support me and looked like she wanted to leave from the start. She said I was being cruel and unfair towards her, but I just repeated that everything I said was true. She said she expects an apology and that I'm being horrible towards her, but I think she should be apologizing to me. How would you have handled this?
The only solution is break up. She's a narcissist.
Yeah, like everything's about her.
Everything is about her.
That's wild. Like you're literally at your boyfriend's mother's funeral. Nobody wants to be at a wake. Obviously, there's going to be people there that you don't know.
Oh
and
my
obviously, you're going to
God.
be there for a while. Suck it up.
The social awareness is just like lacking in this episode. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm actually like, I don't know what to say because she's, I don't know. I don't know. She's so self-absorbed.
Literally.
So self-absorbed. It's his mom's funeral. That's literally his mom, bro. Like, there couldn't be a closer person to him that could pass away where it would mean more.
Nobody.
And they've been together for 2 years? So she has to know some people, even if she didn't.
She knew the mom. Like, do you not give a fuck to be missing the person that you knew for 2 years?
That's another thing. Like you should also be
mourning
sad too.
Yeah, that's messed up. Somebody tried to talk to me and I didn't like it.
Okay, if you have like that bad of like social anxiety, I understand I have social anxiety too. I don't love talking to strangers. But you have a choice to leave. Like, no one's forcing you to be there. You should definitely not be asking your boyfriend to leave his mom's wake.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
That's so messed up.
Honestly, even with your social anxiety, deal with it.
Yeah.
This is a loss for your boyfriend's
You have
mom.
to be there to support.
Be there to support.
There are different levels.
I get there's different levels and all that stuff, but fucking deal with it. I don't mean to be insensitive to people with social anxiety, but this is your boyfriend's mom.
Yeah.
Somebody just died.
No, I
You have
agree.
social anxiety. Cool. Someone's dead. They're gone. They're not coming back. Your social anxiety doesn't pale. It pales in comparison to what we're really comprehending here. Lots of people are awkward. Lots of people don't like it. Deal with it. Get through. Be there to support your significant other. Like, fucking deal with it, man. Like, stop being like, I have social anxiety. I can't handle it. Somebody just fucking died. Somebody literally died. Just deal with it. Tough it out.
That was aggressive.
It was aggressive.
That's
I apologize.
really aggressive.
I apologize for how aggressive I was. But like, deal with it, man.
Are you projecting because I have social anxiety?
No, like it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I see all these videos nowadays of everybody like being so soft and need everything to be catered to them, and like it just frustrates me with like there's so much bigger stuff that's happened over your little insignificance. Like, somebody just died here. Like, you're literally forgetting the bigger picture just because you might have like your social anxiety or whatever. Like, deal with it. Just because you have social anxiety doesn't give you an out to every social interaction. Like, this is still life. You still have to deal with it. Somebody died. There's a wake. It's not easy for you, but it doesn't mean you get a get out of jail, go home free card.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's
there's definitely
harder for you,
too.
and you need to navigate that, but you still got to navigate it.
Yeah, you have to navigate it, and you have to find the resources to help you through that stuff, whether it's like therapy or medication or something. But there are things that can help you through those situations. You can't just, I don't know.
You still have to deal with it.
Yeah, you still have to face those.
If you can't deal with it and you can't be there for your boyfriend's not going to be there for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Breakup worthy if I was him.
Oh, 100%. 100%. There's so many red flags.
Top comment. Time to be single for a while.
Yeah.
This is hardly the relationship you want in the future, is it? Anytime something bad happens, she makes it about herself.
Yeah. 100%.
Cut. Done.
Yeah.
Bon voyage.
All right.
Moving along.
Okay.
This is one of those episodes.
I know that make us mad.
That makes us mad.
We had that.
What was it? Tough Decisions, I think it was. I think it was Tough Decisions, the episode.
Oh, yeah, I think it was.
16, 17. Yeah. I don't know.
I forgot to put in some like happy ones.
I know. Someone said at the end of that episode, they're like, you guys need to end on a good note.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't really have any good ones.
I think I'm just gonna throw in a random story at the end of this.
Sure.
Just a not off topic. Just one of my funny categories. I think I might throw that in just because.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because it seems to like get us riled up. And we had someone message us and say like, "Oh, I love your podcast, but like sometimes they're really they get under my skin. It would be helpful to like break it up with some happy ones. So
yeah, I think we're gonna get through the ones that we have scheduled, and then we'll take a little minute and we'll find a short, funny one, and then we'll leave you guys off on the end with that one. But let's
how's that sound?
Yeah, I hope that sounds good. Let's get into the next story, Teresa.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just gonna not to beat the dead horse, but I don't like that saying. I don't know why.
Why would you say it then? What the fuck? What?
I don't know why I said that.
I don't know either.
I hate that saying. What was I even gonna say?
I don't know. You're about to add something in.
Oh, I was gonna say the only reason like we do a lot of these kinds of episodes because they're so juicy. Like this is where all the drama is.
This is where the drama is. Like we go through and we read the Reddit stories, and then we have this large Google Doc of like categories that we think it could fit into and themes.
Yeah.
And then we put them into those themes, and some of those themes, when you pick one of those themes, they kind of have a common theme of like this negativity.
Most people who are writing into Reddit for advice are like, they're not writing in for happy stuff.
Yeah, and then we have some episodes like 18 with Kat and Megan where there's all like laughing your ass off stories and stuff. So it's kind of like we filter and we put them through. Let us know if you guys like that. If you don't like that, we're thinking, we're trying to do some like random episodes where just like what happened this week type of things. I don't know. There's ways to do it, but we like to have a theme. We find the theme ones kind of work the best, but sometimes we get bad themes where we're like angry, hulking out over here.
Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah. And let us know on Spotify because you can drop comments. We just found this out.
Yes, but also come to YouTube too.
Please, YouTube. If you guys have made it this far in, we are about almost 2 hours into this episode. If you have made it this far in, please help us out. Support us by going over on YouTube, smashing the subscribe button, hitting the bell notification so that you get the notifications every Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. when we come out with our new episode. Sometimes some Mystery Fridays. We throw little extra episodes in there for you guys. But come over and like and subscribe, drop a comment. It helps us out so much. And if you didn't know, and if you love us that much and you want to help us and support us, we have a membership option on YouTube. It's 99 cents per month, $1 per month for you. Helps us out so much. And what do you get from it? You get little badges for when you comment. You see a little symbol. You get special emojis that you can put down. And the biggest one of all, you get early access to our episodes. We usually do them pretty early, like 3 to 4 days, sometimes depending on how hard I'm editing and getting through all of this stuff. You can have early access to the latest episodes before they go live for everybody else. So you can be in the special membership club. And at the same time, knowing that you're supporting us on this podcasting journey. So little shameless plug there for our YouTube there. So thank you guys. No matter which way you guys like and listen to, just leave a review, smash the like button. Thank you guys so much. And we're moving on to the next story now. Let's move on to the next story now.
All right. This one comes from Best of Redditor Updates. I messed up really bad and said something awful to my boyfriend when I was drunk, and I don't know how to fix it. Trigger warning: alcoholism, emotional abuse, anger management issues.
Jeez.
Before I get started, I just want to say I know I fucked up and I am an asshole here. My boyfriend is a wonderful human being who loves me and only deserves the best. Okay, like I said, I, 29 female, have a wonderful, wonderful boyfriend, 28 male, and we live together. He had a bit of a rough time finding work, and he started a job at the post office where he works very hard and works 40 to 60 hours a week. I'm only saying this next part because it's necessary to the situation, but I make more than he does and work less hours than him, and we're struggling with some unexpected finances right now, and it's been causing some tension between us. Last night, I went to a bar with some coworkers and I stayed out later than I should have and came home at 2:30 a.m. pretty drunk. My boyfriend was up waiting for me and told me he was worried about me, and I asked why he stayed up, and he said he told me he was waiting for me and I shouldn't be out that late on a night when I have to work the next day. I don't know why this set me off, but I got very angry and told him he had no right to be giving me job advice since he doesn't have a real job and can't even afford to pull his weight like a loser. He told me he thought I should go to bed, walked me over to my room, and helped me get my shoes and dress off, and I just got in bed and lied down to go to sleep. But the worst part was, as I was drifting off, I heard him crying in the bathroom. When I woke up this morning, he had gone to work, and now I'm at work hungover, which sucks. However, I have no idea what to say to him now. He should be home tonight, but I don't know what I can do at this point to let him know how sorry I am and how much I do admire him, and was just acting out of drunken stress last night. He loves steak and potatoes, and he's also a big movie guy. So I was thinking of making him steak and potatoes and renting a movie, but I just don't know. Any advice would be appreciated.
What a piece of shit. I got no fucking advice for you. Fuck off and die. I don't know.
Come on.
A little harsh, but like, I'm pissed. Fuck you. That's my advice.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay. I need to de-stress here. I need stress. You're having financial issues. And just because you make more, your decision is that you're going to go out to the bar on a work night and go get shit-faced drunk, spend $100+ because drinks are $10 to $20 a piece and you need 5+ drinks to get that drunk. So your bar bill is like over $100 regardless of where you are.
Oh, she said it was a work event, so we don't know if it was covered, but I don't know. Could have been.
Okay. Well, that changes things. If you got free alcohol,
I'm not sure. Yeah.
If you got free alcohol and you weren't spending money, I take that back. If you didn't and you spent that money, where the fuck are your financial issues? Doesn't matter if he's making less. If you guys are covering the bills together, whatever, and you feel like you're having financial issues, even though you make more, don't spend money at a bar. If the alcohol was free, let's work on that hypothetical. Alcohol creates loose lips. I like to believe that alcohol does not make you make up things.
Yes.
It just gives you the liquid courage to say the things that you are thinking.
Yep.
And if you are going to call him a loser while you are drunk, that means that's what you think of him.
Exactly.
In real time. I don't know about you. When I start drinking, that's why I like drinking on these episodes. It just gives me the liquid courage. I got loose lips. I just start saying what it is that I feel. I never think like, oh, I didn't mean it. Teresa's learned this. I'm a very big believer on you can't take your words back.
Yes.
Your mouth is like the toothpaste container. You squeeze the toothpaste out.
You've said this
You're
before.
not putting the toothpaste back in, because that was the analogy they used in 5th grade when they were teaching you about how words hurt. Words affect people. Very big believer in that you don't say anything you don't mean. Beginning of our relationship, Teresa did this to me a couple times. She said some very hurtful things, and I had to let her know my ground rules, and I had to let her know I'm a person. I don't believe in this. If you are going to, and like, your apology means nothing to me. I'm sorry, Teresa. You learned this a couple times the hard ways, where like she said something and then she thought she could say sorry and it was going to be better. And I had to let her know, like, it's not better. Your apology meant nothing to me. I don't recognize your apology because I don't believe that you can just say whatever it is that you want to say and an apology is going to make things better. Like, you've done what you did. You said what you said. Mm-hmm. If you're going to say sorry after you say something, don't say it in the first place. Think about it before you go ahead. And now Teresa doesn't talk shit as much.
Yes. Okay. Well, you see, like, you gave me grace.
I did.
You gave me a chance because I didn't know that was your boundary.
Yeah, a very hard boundary on that.
Now we're engaged.
We are engaged.
6.5 years later.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I don't know either. But in this situation, when you're calling him a loser, you're not sorry for calling him a loser. You're sorry you let it slip that you think he's a loser, is what I mean.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, I if you have these thoughts, it's because, like, if you're saying this while you're drunk, it's because you've had these thoughts sober.
Yeah.
And it's not okay.
Yeah. And, like, check yourself. Why do you make more money? Look at did your parents pay for you to go to university to get a degree, to get a bachelor or something like that? And he didn't have the same upbringing of yourself. And before you think you're so much better because you think you make more money than him, like, check yourself. What did he have to go through? Like, he's got this entry-level position at the post office because does he have a bachelor in something?
Yeah, you may have more privilege.
Yeah, like, you could have a lot more privilege than what he had. And that's the reason that you're making money. Did you have your rent paid for? How much did your parents support you? Now, I don't know what this person's situation is. Maybe they made it from rock hard. But, like, if I'm comparing myself to Teresa, I didn't have 4 to 6 years of schooling of being an accountant paid for by me. I went through 1 year of heavy equipment mechanics and I had to pay for that all by myself. So when Teresa and I, like, have to compare myself, like, I like I do think that Teresa had it a little bit easier because she had her schooling paid for.
Yeah.
Now, like, we make roughly the same amount, like over the last couple of years and stuff like that. It's been averaging out. But like, if there's ever a discrepancy like that, I'm going to be like, well, I didn't have it paved the way for me. Like, my life, my upbringing was way 10 times harder than what Teresa had to go through. Teresa never had to move houses 17 times throughout her childhood, or, you know, move out and get kicked out and all of this stuff. And I had. So like, you have no idea what this dude's been through.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Like, just because he's making less now doesn't mean he won't make less in the future. And like, what did you do to get to where you are to making money and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
This person's very judgy.
Yeah. And yeah, like, great points, because you don't always think about that stuff. Like, you may think highly of yourself because you're the woman and you're making more than your boyfriend. But yeah, you have to look at like so many different factors that could have went into that, like your success and maybe his, I wouldn't say not success, because he still has a job.
At least he has a job. He's working 60 hours a week in order to get there. Like
100%.
Like when you first met me, I was working 60 hours a week. I had a job that was 40 hours a week. They offered 4 hours of overtime. If they offered overtime, I did it. I always maxed out my overtime. I remember before I met you, I had a choice between 2 summer jobs. One was cutting grass for $15 an hour or something like that. Another one was like sprinkler systems for $17 an hour. The dude for $17 an hour, he told me, I'm only ever going to give you 40-hour work weeks. You'll never get a single hour, an hour more. The dude cutting grass was like, yeah, our work weeks are about 50 to 60-hour work weeks. And I took that job knowing that the per hour was less, but knowing that at the end of the week, I was going to be making more because I was willing to put in that extra time. So I took a job that was willing to pay me a little bit less because I knew I was going to get more hours, and therefore I was going to have a bigger paycheck at the end. I was always willing to work harder. And this dude's working 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
Like, listen, if he is not having a job and he's not trying to get a job and you're paying the rent and he's loafing playing video games all day and he's not even trying to turn it into being a live streamer or making money off of that, and he's just playing for no fucking reason, go ahead and call him a loser and be ready to break up with him. Yeah. Like, this dude's working his fucking ass off, and you go get shit-faced drunk and come home when you know you have to work the next day. He's got to help you out of your clothes and everything, and you're going to treat him like shit?
I know. He seems great. Like, he didn't even blow up. Like,
yeah.
I would have started a fight.
He deserves to break up with you.
I know. 100%.
You're the breakup worthy person on this end.
Well, yes, we know that 100%. She knows she was the asshole.
Big fucking asshole.
I think it's honestly more commendable to those people who have to work harder. Like, it's actually, I respect people who have to work harder like that than people who have had it easier. Like, just because you're making more money doing less, like, he's working harder. He's working more hours. Like, that is more, like, you should have more respect.
Yeah, like, just because he's not getting paid as much doesn't make him a loser. He's putting in the more hours. If anything, he could call you a loser because you're only willing to put in your 40 hours. Why aren't you putting in another 15 or 20 hours into a side hustle in order to make more money? Why are you doing nothing with 20 hours of your work week while he's working 60-hour weeks? You're the fucking loser. Just because you make a little bit more of money in our terms of what we live in this 21st century economics. You're a fucking loser, bro.
What do you mean? As opposed to what?
Like, farming and making the wheat for the medieval times.
That's a whole other topic.
I just mean our 21st century, like our life that we live nowadays, we make money in order to live.
That's all you've known.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, humans, a long time ago, you didn't go to work to make money. You went to work to make food so that you could eat.
How is that relevant at all?
I'm just saying, like, that's the scale that we use nowadays. Money is the scale that we use.
Yes, that would have been assumed.
Well, back in the day, it wasn't about money. It was like, look, I got the carrots over there. I got the horseradish. I got the radishes. I got the corn. I got the cows and the chickens over there. How big your farm was, how much food you made back then. That was how you were wealthy.
Again, how is that relevant at all to this story?
It's not. I'm just talking about the scale that we use to measure.
Every single one of our listeners was assuming that this man was making money, currency.
Well, I like to relate back to those times.
Okay, sure. Okay, there's an update. Update. So I've been meaning to write this for 4 days, but I have just been completely wiped of all emotional bandwidth. My boyfriend is working hard at his job right now and is racking up some overtime, so I figured I'd take a moment to post it. First off, some information I left out of my prior post. In case anyone didn't notice, I don't respond well to alcohol. I don't have a dependency on it, but my self-control and decision-making is really not good when I'm drunk, and I just get extremely vicious, and it brings out the absolute worst in me. On that same note, I had a group of coworkers who have been wanting to celebrate a promotion one of us got for the past 2 months, and Sunday was the first time any of us were free. So we were just going to have a Sunday afternoon chill that was going to end before 10. However, one bad decision led to another, and we all just collectively stayed until 2 a.m. with drinks. Second, I said what I did out of an annoyance/upset I had with him regarding some financial decisions over the past 2 years that we're now reaping the benefits of. Long story that frankly doesn't matter because it's not about that. I'm still a little unhappy about it, and I expressed that in a very unhealthy manner. I'm so proud of him for finding a job and trying to provide for us. And now for the update. I read through the comments all afternoon, and then I wrote down a map of things I wanted to say and waited for him to get home. Additionally, I got in contact with my old therapist, and he was able to squeeze me in for the following morning, so I called out of work the next day to meet him. My boyfriend finally came through the door, and I asked him if we could talk, and he said I could, but he had some things to say. I started by saying I had no idea what to say or how to express how sorry I am, except that I shouldn't have said what I said, and I love him and admire him for how hard he works. I also told him that I was going to stop drinking, and I had an appointment with my therapist the next day. I also emphasized how much I appreciated how he waited for me and helped me get to bed after I came home, and how he absolutely didn't deserve what I said. He told me that I actually covered the bases of what he was going to say. He said he was very hurt by what I said, but throughout the day he was thinking and said it was so out of character for me, he actually started to get worried. Both of his parents were alcoholics at one point of his life, but got sober, and he told me he was going to tell me I needed to quit drinking and see a therapist or anger management counselor, or else he couldn't stay in this relationship. I told him I thought that was a very fair and sensible boundary, and I would do my best to do whatever I could. Then he asked if he could be honest and asked me if I meant what I said. I told him I was being purposely vicious because it came from a place of frustration, but I was intentionally trying to upset him, so I said some terrible things. He said he'd love to talk to me about that place of frustration, but then wasn't the time for it. But he told me that he forgave me and was very happy and admiring me that I'm taking the right steps to make things better, and we had a lovely long hug. Then I had a really emotional appointment with my therapist, and I told him everything that happened and helped me map out my feelings and how to express them to my boyfriend. The appointment went great, and I have another next week, but he thinks I should look into seeing a psychiatrist because I may very well have an undiagnosed mental health condition. That's the next step, definitely. On Wednesday, I had a sit down with my boyfriend where I expressed the frustrations, and he told me the feelings were valid, and frankly, he still kicks himself he didn't start a new job earlier too, because then his credit card debt probably wouldn't be so high, and he talked about how he's always felt like he let me down with his financial decisions, being unemployed for such a long period of time. I won't get into anything further, but we had a really productive conversation. So yeah, we're taking steps and are openly communicating with each other, and it looks like we're going to be okay. We've been snuggling together at night, and this morning we even showered together before he went to work. I have some trust issues, so I'm still very anxious. He's going to come back and be like, wait, actually, no, I don't forgive you. But he's promised he's going to be open with me with how he feels, which he has been. I think we're going to be okay.
Wow. Okay. I'm like so mixed of feelings
I know.
right now. I'm like, fuck you. But I'm also like, oh, okay, that's good on him.
I know.
I'm happy that they're working it out.
Yeah. Sorry, don't mean to cut you off, but this makes me realize like how quick we are to say divorce, break up. But then like,
yeah, I was going to say like it's breakup worthy.
Yeah.
Is it necessary to break up? Okay, maybe not. I'm a big believer of once you say things, you can't take it back. So I personally would be a little more unforgiving in this situation. And, you know, like that's pretty big. But, you know, I'm torn on this one. I don't know what else to say. I feel like she's getting help. She's recognizing it. Like, yeah, like one thing I missed too, like he stayed up for her.
Yeah.
Like I would also,
I know.
Would I stay up for you?
No, but
think
she was
so.
kind of annoyed that he did. She was like, why did you stay up? Like
Like he cares. He
Yeah.
loves. He want to make sure that you're okay.
I thought that was a red flag too.
Yeah. Like there's been a couple times you've gone out and I've been like, it's 12 and I'm going into bed. It's very hard for me to fall asleep.
Yeah.
I think there was like Friday nights when I had to get up early on a Saturday. But like I'm still concerned. I'm still worried that you're coming home. But I know that you're not a big drinker. Like if I knew you were going out drinking, I'd have a much harder time like falling asleep before you got home. This dude sounds great.
Yeah, he does.
Sounds like he made a couple bad decisions
financially,
and
she has some resentment,
and that can be frustrating. And there is resentment there, and that's something that you gotta work through. Yeah, I'm torn because I'm like, is the breakup worthy? Is it breakup necessary? No.
I think she's taking the appropriate steps.
Yeah.
She's literally doing everything she can to like better herself.
She's a very toxic drunk.
Okay, that's another thing. She knew that. So
and
like
you still drank.
She still drank. But now she's saying going forward she's going to quit drinking, which I definitely recommend.
I feel like that's a red flag when the person that you have is very toxic when they drink.
Yeah.
Like if you're like the best person when you're sober, but as soon as you drink, you're like a completely different person and you're super toxic, like that's sketchy. That's a little weird, a little red flag.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Shameless, the US version. You never watched this show, but anybody watched Shameless? Frank, one scene, Fiona becomes drunk. She's an angry drunk. She's a toxic drunk. Frank, fun drunk. Always good to be around drunk.
Yeah.
But Fiona starts just giving people shit when she's drunk, saying whatever she wants. Very toxic drunk. I feel like there's a difference there between being a fun drunk. You're a fucking alcoholic. You're drunk all the time, but like, hey, at least you're not a piece of shit. Like you're a piece of shit as in like you're an alcoholic. You take advantage of people, but at least you're not like an angry, like toxic, rude, and mean. Sounds like this chick, like when she drinks, she like goes off her shit. And I feel like that's where I'm very strong of like, hey, look, once you say it, like it's said, like you don't get to take it back just because you say you're sorry. Just because saying sorry doesn't fix anything. It's a Band-Aid. It's rubbing a little bit of lotion on the burn that you already got, but the sunburn is there.
Sunburn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate to wear sunscreen. I'm always getting sunburn. But I feel like an apology is not the sunscreen. The apology is the aloe vera lotion that they put on. Yeah. Aloe vera lotion that you put on. That's what an apology is. Your sunburn still hurts like fuck. The sunscreen is keeping your mouth shut.
Sunscreen is not getting drunk. That's the sunscreen.
Nothing wrong with getting drunk.
Well, for her.
Nothing wrong with getting drunk.
She knows, though. She has loose lips when she's drunk because she gets angry.
Still, nothing wrong with getting drunk.
I think if you know that you're an angry drunk, you should not be getting drunk.
Correct. I agree with that. But nothing wrong with getting drunk.
I'm not saying in general.
It's the shit that comes out of your mouth when you're drunk.
And she knows that that's the way she is.
Yeah.
The preventative, the sunscreen.
Your preventative, don't drink.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. We're talking about the story.
I agree with that. I concur.
What?
I concur.
I thought you said I cook her.
Fire up like some bacon. I don't know.
You're a freak. Okay. That's all for me.
Let's move along.
Yeah.
That's it? You're done?
I don't know. How long are we at?
I've got 2 more stories, and I was thinking maybe we should add a funny one, but I feel like we're good now. I feel like we're in a better mood now. Am I the asshole for getting mad at my boyfriend for inviting another girl as his +1 to my 18th birthday party?
Boyfriend?
Boyfriend.
What?
Let's get into the story. I, 18 female, recently had my 18th birthday party this Saturday. My boyfriend, 18 male, invited a girl that I don't know as his +1. In my culture, the 18th birthday party is a big deal, so a huge party was to be expected. I told all my friends who were coming in a group chat that they could invite a +1. What I didn't know was that my boyfriend, who was also in this group chat, decided to also invite a +1. I had no idea of this beforehand because I assumed that since he is my boyfriend, I would be the one he would be with for my birthday. I don't know if thinking like that is selfish or not, but I only really put him in the group chat so that he knows the important details of the party. So the time comes for my birthday, and as all the guests are filling in, my boyfriend walks in with this girl. They're laughing and talking and having a good time, but basically the whole party, his attention was on her. I have never met this girl before, and I couldn't help but feel extremely jealous since she was undeniably gorgeous. At the table I had at the front where my closest friends and I were supposed to sit for dinner, my boyfriend had the audacity to ask if his plus one could sit with us. He was talking with her the whole time, and I couldn't help but feel extremely angry and jealous the whole time. Even my other girlfriends at the table were giving me looks about her. However, I said nothing at that time to keep the peace, and I tried my hardest not to let such a deal ruin my night. Afterwards, when everyone left, including my boyfriend's plus one, I basically screamed at him, asking why he would invite another girl to my 18th birthday. I get that I could have been wrong for raising my voice and being jealous and angry, but he basically told me that since I said everyone could bring a plus one, he could too. He was telling me to chill out and that she's just a friend from work. I can't help but feel very sick every time I think about them. I couldn't help but notice how flirty and lost in his eyes he looked when he talked to her. Am I just overreacting about this, or should I confront him again about his relationship with her?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is triggering me the most.
Tell me how you feel, Teresa.
Woo. Break up with him. Break up with him.
Just so
how
quick?
How stupid is he? 100%. 100%. This guy's an idiot.
Is he?
Are you joking?
They said he could have a plus one.
You're joking, right? You're joking. Fuck with me.
Trying to rile Teresa up over here.
Obviously, that wasn't for you, you stupid idiot. Holy shit. Oh my God. How long were they together? Does it say?
Nope.
They're 18.
18.
So they're kind of young.
They're dumb.
He's dumb.
All 18-year-olds are dumb.
He's dumb, not her.
All of them are. All 18-year-olds.
Oh my God. This poor girl. She is a bigger woman than I am, because I would have went fucking batshit crazy at my party.
What if, like, it was Chloe? Chloe wanted to come.
She said she didn't know this girl.
That's true.
I would have gone berserk. I literally would have lost my mind. I would have publicly humiliated you and broke up with you at my birthday. I'm like, bye, let me enjoy my fucking 18th birthday.
Like, what if ruin the night?
To keep the peace, she's a better woman than I am.
Comments are hilarious.
Why?
Top comment. He brought his girlfriend to his ex's birthday party as his plus one. That's wild.
What, because they're exes now?
Reply to that. Without telling his ex, she's an ex. OP is wild for hosting their first date. I want to hear his date side of the story.
Oh my God, for real though.
But like, bro, imagine meeting your coworker's like, hey, do you want to come as my plus one to my girlfriend's birthday party? Yeah, that sounds great. Let's go.
I wonder if he told her that it was his girlfriend.
Right?
Probably not. Or maybe he did. Maybe they're all stupid. I don't know. Maybe she's stupid too. Like,
My ex invited me to her 18th birthday party and was mad that I brought a plus one. Am I the asshole?
oh my God. No. I hope she broke up with him. Please tell me she broke up with him.
The colleague's side of the story. My colleague asked me to be his plus one to his girlfriend's birthday party. Am I the asshole for accepting the date?
Yeah, you would be.
My boyfriend invited me to a girl's party, and when I got there, it seemed like she was his girlfriend. But if she was his girlfriend, then why did he bring me as his actual girlfriend? Am I the asshole?
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, it's cracking me up.
Yeah.
It's cracking me up. Oh my gosh, that's a funny one.
Yeah. Is it funny or is it angering?
18-year-olds are so dumb. Sorry if you're 18 and you're listening to our podcast. You don't know what you don't know.
Not all of them. I was 18 when I met you.
Oh, God.
Was I dumb?
Don't take me back. I wasn't 30 then. I was 23.
That would have been bad.
God. I didn't know you were 18. I thought you were old and mature.
And I was.
We're not getting into this. We've said it on a previous episode.
I think we have.
I don't remember which one, but go explore. If you can't find it, drop a comment. We'll bring it up in the future again.
Yeah. All right. This is my last one.
Last one for you?
Yes.
Let's go.
Am I the asshole for not enjoying my boyfriend's surprise to me while sick? Trigger warning, stalkerish behavior? The past couple of weeks, I've been extremely sick and haven't felt like leaving the house or do anything. This sucks for me because nobody likes to be sick, but I'm a busybody and being bedridden is awful. I haven't seen my female 19 boyfriend, male 20, in a while, and he's been asking me when I will see him, and I tell him I want to wait until I'm at least not running fevers because I wouldn't want to pass anything to him, especially because he has little siblings and a baby sister, and I would feel awful if I got them sick. He's very persistent though and keeps saying how much he misses me and he wants to see me. He texts me multiple times a day asking me to come over, and I keep telling him not yet, especially because my fevers are up to 104 range. Yesterday, both my parents were at work, so it was just me at home. I've been in and out of sleep because I've been sick, so I was asleep most of the day yesterday. Mind you, my boyfriend works Monday to Friday, so in no way did I expect this. Around 2 p.m., I'm waking up to someone rubbing my back. Before opening my eyes, I think it's my father home on his lunch. Nope, it's my boyfriend. I'm very shocked at first and asked him what he's doing here. He said he couldn't stand being apart and wanted to surprise me. I then asked how he even got in because my parents always lock the door before leaving, and he said he guessed the garage combination because it's the same digits as my phone password, which is what my family uses as a common password. I'm a bit taken aback, and I tell him it wasn't cool to show up uninvited. He told me it seemed like I was ignoring him, and he wanted to come see what's up. We went back and forth about it while me keeping my point of it's rude to show up uninvited, and he just tells me I should be grateful to see him and I need to stop whining. After a while, he left, mostly because I made a point to say my parents don't know you're here and would be unhappy with me for having you over here without their permission. Since yesterday, he has not talked to me. Am I the asshole?
Buddy, this dude's a creep.
Yeah.
Creepy. Not the asshole. I would break up with him, block him, change that fucking garage door code. Oh
Bro.
My gosh. This dude's one step away from being a stalker.
He is. He literally is. Like,
you just entered a house without permission. You broke in, decoded with the fucking, I don't know what's it called when the movies when they're always like
you broke in. I don't know.
They figured out the passcode. Hacked. They hacked.
He hacked. Oh, he didn't really hack. He just guessed it correctly.
Hacked with his brain. Red flags.
Yeah.
Scary.
It was an update.
Broke up with him?
Thank you all for your feedback. I'm trying to read everything, but there's new comment every time I refresh. I will give an update once I talk to him. I just don't know how I want to approach this yet. Update. A lot of you are worried about my fevers. Sorry for the exaggeration. I have been sick for a couple weeks, but my fever just started this week. I have not had high fevers for weeks. Haha. Started with this congestion and sore throat and recently just turned into a cough and fever. And yes, I have been to the doctor. Thank you. There's no update actually.
No actual update? Jeez.
Okay, wait. This was posted 2 months ago.
I hope she runs. Run away. Run away. That's sketchy. I just woke up to someone rubbing my back and I thought it was my daughter. Then it was my crazy boyfriend who I told to stay away from me while I was sick. I did not consent to you rubbing my back or for you to break into my house. Breakup time.
There's no update from her.
Cool.
She said she's going to update us. But
Thanks. Thanks, OP. Thanks, OP.
It's posted 2 months ago. So sorry to leave you guys hanging like that.
Oh, man. All right. Let's move along.
Yeah. Overall vote, not the asshole.
Yeah. Fuck that. I got my last one here. Am I the asshole for only sending my ex her concert ticket and not mine? Over the course of our relationship, I bought her tickets to 3 different concerts. I bought 1 ticket for her, 1 ticket for me, and we recently broke up. So I transferred her 1 ticket for each concert. She now thinks I'm being a petty asshole. I did not buy her 2 tickets as a gift. I bought her 1. The other ticket was mine. I don't think I should have to pay a lot of money for her to take someone else to a concert. If she has a friend or a new boyfriend or whatever, that person can buy her/his ticket. Am I being an asshole?
I wouldn't have even given her the 1.
That's what I commented. I commented on this thread and it got 5 upvotes. And I said, giving her 1, you shouldn't have given her any of them.
She doesn't deserve any of them.
No, I would have kept all those tickets.
Yeah,
I would have signed.
sell them.
I would have. Okay, you could sell them.
Could sell the other one.
I would have signed up for.
They're expensive.
I would have signed up for Tinder or Bumble, and I would put that in my profile, being like, "Hey, I recently broke up with my ex-girlfriend. Does anybody want to join me at these future concerts? Because I have an extra ticket."
Yeah, but then you'll
That'd be my
get someone that
profile
just is
picture.
going to use you.
Yeah, but it'll be used for first date. No,
okay. I mean, if that's what you want.
Maybe you'll be used a little bit, but I feel like that's a good, if that's happening to you, that's a great way to get a match on Tinder.
That's true.
You'll find somebody who's interested in going to that kind of concert. So
Yeah.
No way I'm sending her any of them.
No.
Never mind 1. I'm not sending you any.
Yeah, no, she doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
She's not obligated. He's not obligated to give her
Not
that.
obligated to give her jack shit.
And we don't know how the breakup happened.
Yeah, we don't know how
doesn't
any of
matter.
it happened, but
She sounds entitled.
I just thought it was a little bit funny. There's an edit. I bought the tickets for her birthday for us to go together. The shows are not sold out. Tickets are still available. I did not transfer her both because I want to attend the show myself. They are general admission, so we will not be sitting next to each other.
Oh.
That was one of my thoughts.
Okay.
Where I'm like, why would you send her 1 and then you're still going to go?
Yeah.
And she's going to be in that seat beside you.
That's true. Okay, but that makes sense.
Well, general admission, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Then literally, why would she want the... that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Why would she want the other ticket?
Yeah.
Whoever you're going with can buy the ticket if it's general admission.
Exactly.
Goodbye.
Because she's broke ass.
She's broke ass.
Broke ass. She wants everything for free.
I like it.
It's probably why they broke up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't send her anything.
No, me either.
That story kind of actually leads us into the next sponsor for this episode, which is stubforge.com. So you know how like when you're buying tickets nowadays, they're all like digital and you don't get any of those authentic tickets, and usually you like to put those tickets up onto like the collage wall or something like that. Like we're gonna go see Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Do we have any real tickets for it? No, it's all digital.
I used to get them.
You used to keep them.
I used to keep them. I kept them for Justin Bieber. I kept them for like Jonas Brothers, all of them.
I used to keep them for when I went to the Supercrosses in the Toronto Stadium because Supercross, I used to keep those tickets and it would be the best thing. So stubforge.com is bringing that back. They are realistic replica tickets that you can print out, and they are built on like the same tickets that Ticketmaster uses, the same machine. They've taken that machine and they've reprogrammed it so that you can have anything that you want printed on there, any concert that you want printed on there with your names, so that you can like maybe give that to a gift to somebody of like, hey, maybe you are giving a Christmas gift, and you know how the Christmas gifts nowadays are like
a great gift idea. Yeah,
you're giving like a printed out piece of paper saying, hey, we're going to this concert. Well, now you can go to stubforge.com. You can go on there, give all the details for the exact concert that you bought tickets for, get those shipped to you, put those in the gift card or the card, hand those to the birthday or the Christmas or anything like that, and then they can open up and they're like real tickets that they're keeping an eye on. Now, those aren't the tickets that you're going to give when you get there. You're going to scan the QR code on your phone, but those are like, gives you that authentic feel, and if you want to put them in the collage. So
memorabilia.
So I think we're going to get on this. We're going to get some for the Eras Tour ticket for
100%.
So if you guys have made it all the way to the end, you guys are big supporters. So if you guys want to support us a little bit farther and you guys are going to any concert, check out stubforge.com, stubforge.com. It's right here on the YouTube video. I'll leave a link description down below Spotify and all the other platforms. Check them out. If you guys support them, that's essentially the same thing as supporting us. Giving us a thumbs up, it's pretty much the same thing. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for Stubforge for coming on board for our episode here. And I'm excited to get some of these for ourselves.
Me too.
And hopefully everybody else gets some and they enjoy it. So Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
I'll be framed.
Are you excited for Taylor Swift?
I'm so excited for Taylor Swift.
We got to book the rental car for our Italy trip.
Yes.
So I don't think we've said this. So maybe we'll give you this as a little life update. We are getting into the nitty gritty planning of our Italian trip in July, our Italy trip. We are flying into Rome.
Yep.
We're going to rent a car. We're going to drive to Pisa.
Yep.
And then we are going to drive over to our wedding venue, who's giving us a one-night stay to check over the property, complimentary, because we've already put a deposit down and booked in our Italian villa. So they're just like letting us go and confirming. And as long as it's everything that we looked like our deposit is refundable at this point, as long as everything that we looked like, boom, okay, we're full speed ahead. And then we are driving from there to Florence. Are we going into Florence?
Yes, one night.
One night in Florence.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are going into Milan. And then while we're in Milan, we're going to check out...
We're going to do a day trip to Lake Como.
That's it. Day trip to Lake Como. And then we have Taylor Swift. We're giving back the rental car when we get to Milan. And then we're going to, public transit. Then we have Taylor Swift concert. We've already got our outfits. Teresa got me a cowboy hat.
Yes.
Pumped. Maybe we'll throw in a picture right here for you guys.
No, not yet. No. Right. I want it to be a surprise.
If you guys want to see that,
though.
maybe you
Stay
check
tuned.
out our personal Instagram travel account on YouTube. It's at Denver and Teresa. So check us out on our personal. We've got a lot of people who have followed from the podcast to our personal Instagram and our YouTube.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for those are like the big supporters who absolutely love us. So if you guys are on board with that, thank you guys very much. Like if you guys have made it this far into the podcast, we're at the very end.
Yeah.
Please give us that 5-star rating on Spotify. It went down to 4.7.
4.6 now.
What? Teresa, that makes Teresa very sad. Please help us out and give us a 5-star rating and help us get back up to 4.9. Smash the like button if you're watching on YouTube. You couldn't have made it all the way to the end of this video on YouTube without smashing the like button. So help us out with the algorithm. Give us all those follows and stuff.
And share with your friends, please.
And share with your friends. Yes, share with somebody who you think would relate to one of the stories that we told. That is the best way, just sharing it. Yes. You guys share it, rapidly grows us, and we can bring you more stories.
Yes.
And if we get enough followers, maybe we'll do a consistent 2 episodes a week. No promises, but maybe if there's enough demand, we'll up our schedule.
Maybe.
And then back to the Italy trip. After Milan, Taylor Swift, and then we're going to train back to Rome to fly home. Yes. It's a long day. I don't want to drive that, so we're going to drop off the rental car, and then we can just train it back. And that's all we got for a little life update right now.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we got.
Don't have too much else.
No, but I'm very excited to go to Italy.
I'm very excited
Taylor
too.
Swift. Woohoo!
Yeah.
So message me if you want to talk about TTBD.
Yeah, send her a DM. Drop a comment down below if we want to talk some Taylor Swift. Thank you to all of our sponsors for this episode. Thank you for Arturno.ca for the sign. And if you guys are interested in any automotive acrylic wall art, you can hit them up. Link in the description. Thank you for Cottage Springs for supplying the drinks. I'm done my second drink here. It was absolutely delicious. And thank you to stubforge.com. So make sure you guys check that out if you guys want some authentic tickets, looking replica tickets.
Thank you all. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.